Another episode of OG Boxing Talk. Thank you guys so much for showing. We are the OGs of the day. Are my man Drew Titan and the Cali Enigma. We are not going to. I'd like for everybody, if you wouldn't mind, to say a little prayer for my man, KQKC. He's not going to be able to make it today because he's got a personal issue. So I'm not putting people's family stuff out there, but it's not his health, but it's something. If you guys wouldn't mind, just if you believe in prayers for people, go ahead and shoot one up for KQKC's family. Also, Blood more than likely is not going to be here. I haven't heard from Blood this week. So right this week we're going to have Cali Enigma, the great Cali Enigma, and the great Drew Titan on the channel. Cali Enigma, let them know how to get in contact with you, man.
You can find me on the Cali Sports and Entertainment. That's on Instagram and YouTube, Facebook as well, and Twitter. I'm on all of them. I haven't been as active on Facebook lately, but you can find me active on Twitter right now. That's where I've been the most active, actually.
What's up, Drew Titan?
Yes, sir. You can find me at Drew Titan right here on YouTube, and you can find me on Drew Titan on Instagram. I have a show every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, LDBC Strong. I discuss health and wellness, and I have a pop-up stream during the week called LDBC Strong Respect All Warriors. I'll be having boxers of the past, present, and future, and trainers and promoters, anything in reference to the sport, and we're going to get down with some real talk. Last week I had Freddie Pendleton on my show, and it'll be a surprise stream for everybody, so just keep your eyes open.
Yes, sir. So look, man, we're gonna go right into this. The Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment on the panel and still holding the channel down, man. Thanks, Cali. In exchange for that gracious token, man, let's start off this conversation. Let me tell you what the agenda is going to be. First, we're going all through this, this Corona issue, which is changing everybody's lives, man. We usually like to start off the OG Boxing Talk talking about something that's not quite related to boxing, but kind of warms up the conversation as people come into the building. The first thing we're going to talk about is the biggest public scares that you have lived through, because I think it's fair to say we're in a bit of a panic moment in the world, at least in the United States, and I'm sure in the major in parts of Europe. So, Cali Enigma, have you ever lived through something similar to what's going on now? And if so, what was it, and how did that pan out?
Man, the '89 earthquake, bro. I mean, I was here. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area, so I remember being at football practice, at youth football practice, and the ground started to wave up and down like it was the ocean. And I knew something was off. I didn't know what an earthquake was at the time. I'm not gonna try to act like I did. I just noticed that the ground started to wave. So I got scared, man. I was scared to death. The cars were being moved over, were being shifted and pushed over. The goalposts were moving, the trees were moving, and people's homes started to crack. You could just see the structure of the school started to crack, and it was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life, man. The Golden Gate Bridge went down, the Bay Bridge went down, the Cypress. You guys ever heard of? If you ever been to the Bay Area, you heard there's a highway, and it used to be an area in the Bay Area called the Cypress Freeway, because it's over by Cypress Village in West Oakland, and that collapsed. That structure, that freeway, the highway structure collapsed. It was like a maze. It collapsed. It just a lot of damage in San Francisco, a lot of damage in Oakland. And that was probably the scariest thing I've ever seen. They postponed the World Series due to it. There were a lot of people ended up dying. There was some cars fell into the bay. The structure collapsed on some of the other cars and killed a lot of people and hurt a lot of people. I'm surprised more people didn't die, to be honest with you. But that was probably the scariest thing after. And then the aftershocks on top of that too. The earthquake, I believe it was a 7.2, and then there was a 5.6 aftershocks. That there was even a 6.1 or 6.2 aftershock after that too, which caused even more damage, especially when the structure was already had already been weakened. And at that time, we hadn't really retrofitted much of anything throughout the Bay Area at the time. So there was massive damage, and it took, I don't know, probably like a decade before we actually really recovered from it. I should say, at least had all the structures and everything completed. But that was probably the scariest thing that I ever witnessed, man. House cracks in the house and the ceiling of the house, on the walls, floor. My grandfather had a huge crack through the ceiling of his house, massive damage through the foundation. There's just a scary time. BART station damage. The platforms, cracks in the platform, just massive damage throughout the Bay Area, from the East Bay to the West Bay to the North Bay to the South Bay. I mean, that was probably the scariest. That was the scariest thing that I ever been a part of. This was kind of up there, but it's kind of hit or miss with this. But it's kind of an unknown. At least we knew that the coronavirus was coming on. We had no idea that earthquake was going to happen. It was a normal day, and all of a sudden we just got hit with this massive earthquake. You can't really predict earthquakes either. So, and we're due for, which some believe to be, either 8 or 9 point something earthquake at some point, which is through the Hayward Fault. So, yeah, that's the scariest thing that I ever dealt with.
Crazy, that sounds crazy. True.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Well, obviously, I live in New York. It was 9/11. I mean, listen, I've been not involved like directly, but I've been around where shootouts just randomly popped off and, things like that. But 9/11, because I was at work that day, and I couldn't believe it was such a nice day. And that day that was the time I was working for the police department, and it was a beautiful day, and I'm in the Bronx, and I was in a spot called Harding Park. It's not there anymore, but I used to park the truck over there and just sit down and look at the water, and you could see Manhattan. If you look to your right, you could see Manhattan clear as day. If you look to your left, you could see Queens, where LaGuardia Airport is, and the planes fly low over there, over the Bronx, to land in the Queens. So I'm sitting in the truck, me and my partner, and we're just looking out into the water. And I was listening to Howard Stern, and he says, "Yo, a plane just hit World Trade One or something, one of the buildings." Got out the truck and I looked, and I said, "Oh, look, there's smoke." I'm eating a bagel. I'm like, I'm thinking it was like a small aircraft, right? But for those who have never been to New York, like if you saw the Empire State Building or the World Trade Center from a distance, you will never have any clue how big those buildings are until you walk up on them. The World Trade Towers were huge. So we're looking like, oh yeah, a plane hit. So we had no idea the size of the plane, right? So then I'm looking to my left and I see another plane. And then it started going from where I was standing. It looked like it went up, then it went down, then it went up. Then I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw the second plane hit. And I said, oh, no, this ain't no accident. People start coming out of their houses and they're looking at us. They're like, what's going on? I said, I don't know. So when I turned on my radio, it wasn't off. When I turned it up, I mean, I never heard so much panic. It sounded like a movie. Some lady passed out on the glass talking about, oh, mijo. One of her sons was in the building and she didn't know which one. So we got back in the vehicle. By the time we got back to the precinct, Tower 1 fell, right? So when we was being dispatched down there to shut down the FDR Drive, the second building fell. And myself and a couple of other people were like, listen, there's going to be a lot of like stuff in the air, man. We're just going down there in uniform, but I mean, look, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're not trained to handle. So we stopped at 86th Street. There was a lot of firemen there. And, I was telling the lieutenant, I said, look, man, I said, we're not ready for what's going on down there. We don't know what's going on. So he agreed. He said, all right, let's just stop and wait for the pros to show up. We knew the military was coming and all kinds of things. So we went back to the Bronx. They shut down the entire FDR Drive. We went back to the Bronx. We started transporting firemen. They're getting drunk in the back seat. We're like, yo, guys, don't you think you need to not do that? And they told us, yo, look, man, you have no idea what we're about to find. Dead bodies, limbs, and all kinds of shit. I said, all right, well, I ain't going to argue with them. And it's a good thing I didn't go all the way down there, because years after that, everyone started dropping dead from cancer and things of that nature. You know, and it was at that point I said, well, it's time to find a new career. And I got out of there because that changed everything. That changed everything. Real quick, my aunt worked in building 5. She was going downstairs to get her bagel, heard a rumbling, walked to the cart. She looked up the block. The bagel man was running down the street. She looked up. There was a hole in the building. She got down. She went down to the subway, got on the train, and came home. By the time she got to 180th Street, both towels was on the floor. She didn't even go back upstairs to get her pocketbook. She had a coach. She said, fuck that. I'm going home. It's crazy. So, you know, that was like the worst thing I ever like lived through. Worst thing.
Wow, man. That's some serious stuff right there, man. I had a friend that was that worked across from the towers when that happened, man. But he was like, he's a lawyer. So they come in, I don't know if you remember, they come in a little late. So his hours are like 11 in the morning till, you know, he'll like 11, like 10, maybe he usually works like 10 to 10. So I can't remember what time the towers went down, but the traffic is real bad. And he's like, man, I didn't make it in there in time. And so he didn't have to get in that situation. But yeah, man, that boat, the earthquake thing, seeing the earth wave, dude. I sat in Kansas. I was in actually like right on Missouri Kansas borderline, and there was a earthquake there, and it was because of the fracking in Oklahoma. And I was just sitting like, because you're not supposed to have earthquakes in Kansas City, but I was just sitting there, and the house moved. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like it went, like I thought for a second I had like vertigo or something, man. But it was just like, so I couldn't imagine literally seeing stuff wave, man. But I have to say, man, the craziest thing for me, and this might sound silly, man, but it scared me to death, man. And it was nothing really. Was all of that stuff they were doing in like the early 1980s, late 1970s, killer bees. It was like, I was afraid to walk outside because they're like, oh, the killer bees are coming. You know, they're doing all these specials on how people were dying. It was like on this big, that big kick, man. And for some reason, as a little kid, that had me pretty much more worried than any of the tragedies, stuff that happened later on, man. But this thing that's going on now, it doesn't have the same feel as 9/11 because you know that something really happened in 9/11. This is more about trying to prevent something that may eventually happen. So to me, dude, it feels, even though I have no reason to doubt that there's a lot of people that are going to get sick and because diseases are real, but it just has this feeling, the killer bee of the 1970s feel to me. Like, you know, like everybody's got to change their lives in order to prevent something that may happen from happening. You know, that just, it's kind of like, you remember after 9/11 when they did all that stuff, like all of a sudden the airports, like how the whole airport system changed and used to be sitting in the airport. I don't know if they still do that, but all of a sudden they would just come out with like code yellow, all through do they still do that in the airports?
Yeah, they the 9/11 changed everything, man. 9/11 changed. You can't even breathe. You know, I know like at One Police Plaza where where everything police related is in One Police Plaza. It's all the way downtown. You used to be able to just walk up to the front door and talk to someone at the desk and go upstairs. Now you got to go through 8 checkpoints. You know, there's a barricade there. They got ESU with the rifles out there. I mean, they'll mess you up, man, if you even look at them wrong, man. That 9/11 changed everything. The airports, same thing. I mean, they let some things slip through the cracks, but no way, man. No way. They got all kinds of funny ass codes, man. If you even look at someone checking you in wrong, they have the right to pull you to the side, take off your shoes, take off your pants. So what are you looking at? It's crazy. It's crazy in there now. So definitely, if you have a flight at 8, please show up there at 5 because you will be late.
Yeah, man. It's the world changes when they do stuff like when that type of stuff happen, man. Jayson Williams said we have coded drills in the school systems in Florida. Yeah, I haven't been in an airport. I haven't been in an airport in a while. In my life, I already try to make sure that I'm isolated. So like it just doesn't, because I don't really like being around crowds. I don't like being around crowds of people because I went to school in New Orleans and they always had, like the oh shit, no, that was the crazy shit. No, for real. I'm sorry, I can't even believe I forgot that.
You know what else changed though?
Katrina.
The mass shootings.
Oh, Katrina.
Oh,
hold on, so let me finish, man. The Katrina shit. I can't even believe that I forgot that, dude. That shit was fucking crazy because I was in Tennessee. I was in Tennessee at the time that happened, like right before that happened. And I used to drive down from Memphis to New Orleans all the time because it's an 8-hour drive. It'd be like 4 hours to Jackson, or is it a 4? I can't remember if it was a 4 or an 8-hour drive, but I think it might have been an 8-hour drive. But you drive to Jackson, Mississippi was the halfway point, and then from there you get to New Orleans. When I got into Louisiana, not too far out from where up north, further north where Baton Rouge was, it started raining, but it didn't. But after a couple seconds of it raining, it wasn't even rain. It was like, can you imagine like if you sat underneath like maybe 100 gallons of water and they just poured it on your head like straight. So it wasn't, you couldn't see, there was no individual like rain sprinkles. It was like literally just a pour of seemed like solid water. It was, and I drove into it and I was like, what the fuck is there a wall doing in the middle of the road? So I got up to where the wall was, and I was like, the wall of water. And I was like, God damn. And it was very, very clean. It went from like a clean cut. It went from, just regular rain to a wall of water. And I was like, God, dog, man. And that happened maybe 3 or 4 months before Katrina happened. So when Katrina happened, I know what they were going through. They had a wall of water drop down on the city. A wall of water that was just pouring for hours and hours and hours. And you had people like, if you ever go to New Orleans and you go out east, man, God, because I used to live out east in New Orleans. And it was just the last time, I haven't been there in several years, but the last time I went out east, which is kind of like the suburbs, they were building it up as, like expanding homes and all there out east of New Orleans. And it looked like a war zone, man. Like whole neighborhoods of boarded up houses, like blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks of it. It just looked like the fucking wilderness, man. Like it looked like a war zone. So, and I used to live over there. So just to see that, it's like, man, there's some real, man, this weather is no joke. Like weather is no joke, right? Like some other things, you can deal with, but something that is really, said floodgates. Yeah. So man, that shit was so old. I won't even say that anybody did that on purpose. I can't say that they did that, but they did or they didn't do it. But I live right by them floodgates and all that shit. Man, that shit was so old. It's so old. But what happened in New Orleans was, New Orleans is like you have like a dish, like the you ever seen the dish for the like margarita salt, like a salt bowl for margaritas, right? Where you can put your there's like a little hump in the middle of it, like kind of like a bundt cake pan. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's how New Orleans is shaped. So everything outside of that central region is down in the bottom, and then everything else, like the downtown, sits at the top. So when it rained, it filled up all of that bundt cake pan, and that's where all the black folk and poor folk lived, down there. When that shit flooded, it flooded all of that shit. But that's why down like in the French Quarter, in the oldest parts of Louisiana and New Orleans, where they built that shit knowing that, they want to build on high land in case it did, in case it floods. But man, that shit that was crazy. But yeah, this thing I don't think is like, I don't feel the same thing like I felt like with Katrina or the earthquake. That's why I never went to Cali, because I was like, man, this shit's gonna drop the fuck off the side of the country. But let's get into the video now. Let's get into the actual boxing discussion today. First thing we want to do is have a moment of silence and a count of 10 for, if you guys I'm sure you guys know by now that I think her name is Josie Harris, who's Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s ex-girlfriend and the mother of his children. passed away unexpectedly. So we're just going to take a 10 count real quick for Josie Harris and wish anybody that knew her or anybody knew her family well. Because, you know, we get on Floyd Mayweather Jr., man, and about a lot of stuff outside the ring, but I wouldn't wish that nightmare on anybody, to just be out of town and all of a sudden somebody that you probably have issues with but still love is gone, because you can't come back from that. So let's get it a 10 count and a moment of silence. All right, rest in peace. Right Hook said, I was there during Katrina, lost everything but my life, thank God. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people that were in that situation, man. It's terrible. So the first topic we're going to discuss today, man, is 5 top prospects in boxing. Drew Titan, who are your 5 top prospects in boxing, and what about them specifically makes them so exciting for you?
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna be all over the place here. I'm gonna start with somebody obvious. Let's go with Ryan Garcia. The kid he has a lot of push behind him, whole lot of push behind him. He has a hype machine behind him, but I'm not gonna discredit him and say he can't fight. The kid can fight, and the kid is game. The kid wants to tangle in the ring. I see it in him, man. The kid, dare I say it, the kid is, I'll say for now that he's a bit of a warrior. He has a warrior's mind. All right. Does he have the warrior's heart? That's yet to be seen. We got to see him go in there and mix it up. You know, I see why Oscar likes him. Pause. But in comparison to Oscar, you know, I remember when Oscar, you know, started to catch heat. I mean, we could say we want about him now as a promoter, as this weirdo, but in that ring, Oscar was a warrior, man. Yeah, Oscar wanted to fight. He wanted all the smoke. He wanted all the, don't let that pretty face fool you. He liked the game, man. He liked the game. He really liked the fight. So I'd say Ryan Garcia. I see a lot of that in him, but I want to see him in a war. I want to see him test. I want to see if he's everything that he's saying he is. He believes in himself, so I'll give him credit for that. You know, I'll give him credit for that. So I want to see him make some powerful moves. Next, I'll say, let me see off the top of my head, Virgil Ortiz, another guy, very game. Seems like he's about that life. And another kid that wants all the smoke. He wants all the smoke in the world, all the smoke in the world. So I say, give it to him. What's next in line for him? But you know, I could go on and on and on. I'm just gonna give you the top 5. So I'll say Ortiz, Garcia.
Hey man, you can go on, man. You can go on and expound on it, man. We only got 3 people on the panel today, man. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
You need to feel short about yourself. I'll cut you off if necessary.
All right. Well, fuck Virgil Ortiz. I didn't want to talk about him anyway. I want to get to the big boys. Before I get to the big boys, Jerron Ennis. I like this kid, man. I like this kid. He's right there. He's right there at the tippy top, man. Well, not at the tippy top, but he's right there where he can make some noise.
Hey, 1 second. Hey, I'm sorry. 1 second, Drew. Please forgive me. Andrew Brooks, will you save all that bullshit until we get to the subject? That's the subject after next, man. I'm trying to read the comments in the comment section. Sit your ass still and wait for us to talk about the shit. Okay? You going in and out, doing all that shit, man, trying to put links in, man. Shut the fuck up until it's time. Okay? We're going to talk about that shit. We got 2 more subjects. We're going to talk about the top 5 prospects in boxing, boxing's top 10 pound for pound. Then we're going to get on that cheating motherfucker then we're going to get on that cheating motherfucker Tyson Fury. Okay? Sit your ass down. Shut up for a second. Go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
Yeah. So I like Jerron Ennis. You know, that kid got some skills, man. I think he's ready. I think he's ready, man. He needs to get well, dare I say, a big fight. He needs to get a big fight, man. Why wait? You know, so you see, listen, man, you see what waiting has gotten us? Are we done waiting? All right. Can we not can we not get swindled into talking like promoters with fans? Can we not do that shit? Oh, this fight needs to cook. Oh, this fight needs to wait. No. We're not promoters. We want to see these motherfuckers fight now. Fight now. Fight now, right now. Fuck that. Get into some work, man. He's ready. All right, so let's get to the big boys. I like Efe Ajagba. A little slow, but the guy got cracks. He showed he can keep a level head in adversity. He got dropped in his what was that? His last fight? He got no, it wasn't the last fight. He got dropped. I think it was a fight before last. He got dropped, but he proceeded to get up and whoop his ass. He makes some mistakes from a mechanical standpoint. He makes some mistakes, but the guy got cracks. The guy got some serious cracks. Is he ready for the big time? I'd say no, not yet. Not yet. He needs a little more work. I'd like to say, I don't know if he could work on his speed. I think that's just who he is. But what he can work on is his timing and his defense. If he's not fast, he has to work on his defense. Know when to clinch, use your height as an advantage, and use the tools that you have. You know, God has given him power, but speed is not his thing. I'd like to see him in the ring with a Joseph Parker, you know, or a Joe Joyce, depending on how this moves. And speaking of Joe Joyce, his next opponent, you know, let's talk about oh shit, well, I'm having a brain fart. What's it? Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, I see big things for this kid, man. This kid has, dare I say, the complete package. All right, he has the right amount of speed, has the right amount of power, he has the right amount of size. Now it'd be fucked up if I'm giving him all this credit. He go in there and fuck around and lose. But I see him winning. Somebody gonna eat it in that fight, man. I think you know, Joy Joyce, you know, it's like he gets offended when you don't hit him in the face. You understand what I'm saying? So I like Daniel Dubois. If I'm gonna pick somebody to lead the charge next after Deontay Wilder's finished, I'm gonna pick him. And I already know that the UK is gonna try and hijack him and talk shit, but remember, we're backing that kid. We're backing that kid. We like that kid, regardless of what you clowns say. You know, like y'all fools hijacked AJ once upon a time. We was fucking with him, but whatever, man. But yeah, that's my top five. I like Daniel Dubois though. I like him a lot, man. And I think he's gonna stop Joe Joyce. Can you hear me?
Ryan Garcia, right? So you have Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, Joe Joyce. Who else? Who are the other two?
Daniel Dubois, Efe Ajagba.
Oh, and Efe Ajagba. You got a 40-year-old as a prospect?
Hey, why not?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, why not? Fuck it.
Exactly. I got you. Why not? Hey, so while I check the text you just sent, Cali Enigma, man, Cali Enigma be multitasking, homie. While I check your the text you just sent, Cali, who are your top 5 prospects?
Oh man, that's I don't know what's going on with the thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can.
Okay. This streamer is acting funny. That's why. Okay. Yeah, man. My top 5 prospects, of course, is going to include Devin Haney, of course, Shakur Stevenson, and I'm just gonna name them off, and then I'm gonna tell you why I like them. Ryan, man, it's hard just to break it down to 5, but I guess Ryan Garcia. It is. Ryan Garcia would definitely be in there.
Can't have
Daniel Dubois, and I would go with Teofimo Lopez. That's the top 5. I would like to throw more in there, but that's what I'm gonna go. Man, that's more. Another one I want to throw in there, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
You think Haney's a prospect? Can I not get Haney as a prospect? Because
He's a champion. That's why I didn't put him on there.
He's a champion. Okay. Yeah. We can remove. Then we got to remove Shakira Stevenson. Then we got to move Stevenson then too.
Right.
Yeah. They ain't prospects.
Okay. Little B Hop then. I'll go with Little B Hop, and then I'll go with Damn. Who else should I go with? All right, I'm gonna go with Gabriel Flores Jr. All right. So that's my top 5 prospects, man. One of the main reasons why I'm gonna go. I like Little B Hop, man. I'm talking about inside the ring. I've heard some other stuff, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But inside the ring, he's very skilled. Really good footwork, fast hands. Wish he had a little bit more power. Very skilled, willing to. He can fight on the inside and the outside. Gives you a lot of angles. Very slick, very slippery. Defensively cognizant, very aware of what's going on. Sets up shots well. Sets traps extremely well, man. Very high IQ kid at an early age. He doesn't fight a lot. I wish he fought more, but when he does fight, he tries to fight the best opposition available. He's not looking to just fight anybody and fight a bunch of nobodies on the way up. He's looking for a dude who will fight people and who have a decent record. So that's what I like about him. I just wish he fought more than twice a year, if you know what I'm saying. And for a prospect, I would like to see him a little bit more active. I like to see him get in there like 5, 6, 7 times. As far as Dane Dubois, you know why I like him. Dane Dubois stays behind the jab really well for an early age, and for as early and young as he is, stays behind the jab well, has a beautiful straight right hand, beautiful uppercut. Would like to see him move his head more. Has solid footwork as well. At times can be a little stiff. He's definitely more fluid than Joshua as far as British boxers, and that comes from fighting at a much younger age, getting into the sport earlier. So it's more muscle memory for him. He has a mean streak. I know his personality is like watching paint dry, but he does have a mean streak in there, and he's a killer when he gets inside the ring. So I really like that, and I like the fact that when he's trying to test himself. He wanted to fight Dillian Whyte, but Dillian Whyte said he's poor and he's broke, and that the reason he's not going to fight, so he's not going to fight a poor man like Dane Dubois. So to let you know, what I can't stand this fucking guy. Go ahead.
He said he's not going to fight a poor man.
Yeah, he said he's not going to fight a poor man like Dane Dubois. That's what he said.
Poor man? What do you mean? Like he doesn't have money, or is that some?
He doesn't have money. He said he's broke.
UK phrase that I don't understand.
Yeah, I that's what he said. He said he's broke. Said he's not going to fight a poor man. That's like, oh man, so you're not going to fight him because he didn't have enough money. Really, dude, Dillian, get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of this guy.
What is Oscar Reeves? Bill Gates or something?
He must have had enough money or something like that. He must have got his money up enough to be able to afford to fight Dillian Whyte, because I guess he has a price where you have to reach a certain threshold from income to fight Dillian Whyte. So that's it. Just Dillian Whyte's such a piece of shit. And but I don't want to turn this into fuck Dillian Whyte, but fuck Dillian Whyte.
I mean, hey, Big Dogg Willie comes to the channel every day and does his usual, hey man, public service announcement. Fuck Dillian Whyte.
Yes,
Big Dogg Willie does that every month.
He does it on my channel too. He said, "Don't remember, by the way, fuck you." It's real talk. You guys know I can't stand him, so. But I think Big Dogg Willie surpassed me, which is quite a bit of it. That's quite a bit of task for him to surpass me in my disdain for Dillian Whyte. But, yeah, Dane Dubois, man, I really appreciate him, man. Gabriel Flores Jr., of course, I've been in with Jim. I like the way that his father's bringing him along. He's not trying to rush him. He has a lot of time. He's only 20 years old, and he's also another defensively cognizant fighter, very aware, sets traps, has the ability to fight off the ropes, has the ability to move around the ring, has the ability to sit down and trade with inside the pocket as well. I also would like to see him use a shoulder roll a little less though. There's a time he needs to learn when and when not to use that. I would like to see him use the high guard a little bit more and go to the body more, but and I would like to see him develop a little bit more power as well. As far as the two I said I had to. I didn't eliminate Teofimo Lopez. I need to get rid of him off the list too. So I got to find somebody else, another prospect. Another prospect out there? I guess we can go with FA Jabba. FA Jabba, I wish he was a little bit faster. That's my issue with him. He's really slow, but he's clearly gotten better. He started to move his head more in his last fight, and I like that. I like the fact that his head wasn't on a straight line. He still needs to stop. He squares up a little bit too much at times, though, in front of his opponent. I don't like that. But he's starting to use. He could get better at using angles, but he still tends to come in on a straight line and far too much. So I would like to see him to get away from that more. But he's learning. So I heard that he was 37 years old or something like that too. I'm not sure he's that old. He may not be 24, but maybe he's 30 or something. I don't know, man. I don't know how old it is. I'm going to assume he's the age he says he is until somebody else can prove it. But as far as other prospects, you speak about how about Joey Spencer? Joey Spencer, a lot of people thought that he took a loss a few fights ago. Joey Spencer is a guy, he needs to work on his stamina, man. That's something else, though. Joey Spencer. Joey Spencer. Yeah, go ahead.
I think you're on like 6 now.
I'm on 6, am I?
I think so. Because I've heard you like Gabriel Flores, Dubois. Oh, because you kept you taking people on and off.
You have to take people off because they were champions. That's why.
Right, let's move forward on it, man. Because I can't believe, and the only reason I'm stopping you here, Cali, is I'm disgusted at the two of you missing this guy. How dare you? Dare y'all miss Jerron Boots Ennis?
I said Boots Ennis. I said Boots Ennis.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, bro. You didn't
I did. I said Jerron. I said Jerron. Yes, I did. I swear to God, I did.
You know what? I always, I tend to forget that he's a prospect. You know why? I tend to forget he's a prospect. I don't know why I tend to forget he's a prospect. But he's definitely over Joey Spencer, man. That's not even close.
I said get the man. I said get the man some work. I said that. I said get the man some work.
If you say okay, well I'll believe it because it's so obvious.
It is so obvious. I don't know why.
I said Boots.
I thought you said Virgil. I thought you said Danny Dubois.
Yes.
I thought Danny Dubois, Virgil Ortiz, Ryan Garcia.
Yep. F.A. Jagba.
F.A. Gagba. Sure, that was
Jerron Ennis. I said Ennis. I said get Jerron some work. I said get the man some work. Yes.
Right. I must have been like hoping you missed. I'm like,
Ennis definitely over Joey Spencer though, man. Ennis is definitely the next superstar. If he needs to get some fights though. I would like to see him step up in competition. I know that in his last fight, he had something like 12 guys or something like. So I heard like 12 different opponents drop out. It's like, what the hell is going on? He needs to get new management, man.
The rest of my list is okay. So this is mine: Danny Dubois, because Blood Boxing likes Danny Dubois. I think he's got a good eye for guys, and he seems like he's the best of the young heavyweights. Man, very heavy-handed dude. Not the quickest feet in the world, but a really big dude who does seem to know what he's doing. What he's doing, and also I don't see anybody in that age group that is going to be able to come up that looks any better than him.
Tony Yoka's probably the next heavyweight, probably the next best thing, and if you want to go from there.
I just want to finish my list, man. That's all I want to do. Finish my list, and then I'll pat around. Cali, but what do you think about Tony Yoka?
I mean, I know a lot of people are soured on him once he popped dirty, so and it's kind of hard to catch up with him because he hasn't been fighting over here and really fighting on TV or anything. But the last time I seen him was, man, I don't even know the last time I seen him. But I know he used to train over here in the Bay Area and Hayward with Virgil Hunter. So, but I do think he's skilled. He at times he kind of reminds me of a giant version of Andre Ward. With the ability to hook someone's arm and throw uppercuts, which is a really good skill to have. And he has a solid jab. It stays behind his jab as well, man. But it's just been a while. I would like to. I don't know who the hell he's fought lately. I don't, awesome, because I know he got suspended. Cali. I know he got suspended. Yeah,
Cali.
Go ahead.
Cali. Let me finish my list now. I
Okay.
just wanted to gracefully switch over to fix my list. Danny Dubois, Virgil Ortiz, the 147 pounder is going to wind up on 154 pounds. That dude's a monster, man. And I think one of the best fights in like the next, like the 5 years, maybe 5 years out from now, I hope is going to be Virgil Ortiz versus Jaron Ennis. The other one, the next one is obviously Jaron Boots Ennis. I think, man, that he's the most. As much I love Errol Spence Jr., man, love some Terrence Crawford, man, but I think Jaron Ennis might be the most talented guy in boxing, from what I can see. Like from what I can see from now, I know he's not tested, but God dog, man, he's got size at welterweight, he's got speed, he's got punching power, dude. He's got footwork. That dude has. Only thing makes me wonder about him, dude, is something I have not seen him have to experience. Is his chin. Now, you know, because there's a lot of boxers that look really, really, really good, but then they just got that, you know what I mean? He's got a beard problem. So I haven't seen that he has one, but I'm just waiting to see him step up so I can see when he gets hit on that chin, how that's gonna turn out for him. Because you can see, like with Errol Spence Jr., that his chin had already been tested. So, man, I hope I didn't offend Cali, but I'm sure finishing my list. I think he just jumped off real quick. Come on back, Cali. And then I'm just gonna ride on trust for something, okay? And that is B-Hop, Lil B-Hop, or whatever he changed. What did Chris Colbert change his name to? He changed his name to something. Oh, here comes Cali. Cali, thought you got mad at me, man.
Nah, man, the thing I told you that it was starting to act funny and it just crashed and kicked me out. So yeah. Yeah,
so Lil B-Hop, not because I saw the last couple of fights I saw him and he didn't really look he didn't look that spectacular. But I see that a lot of people appreciate him and people that I respect in boxing speak highly of him. So I think that might just be kind of similar to, you know, what I saw with Shakur Stevenson, because I wasn't big on Shakur Stevenson to start with at all. Like the first time I saw him, I was like, man, what is the big deal, man? Like, ew. But then he showed me what the big deal was in a couple of fights later. So I'm kind of holding out a little bit on committing all the way to Chris Colbert. But from everything that I've heard, everybody else's impression of him, he sounds like people that were describing Teofimo Lopez before Teofimo Lopez really showed me what the dude was about. So I'll put B-Hop on there. I'll put Chris Colbert. He changed his name, man. I want to call him by his right alias. And then I got to put that little skinny pretty boy up there, man. I got to give Ryan Garcia. I got to go with Ryan Garcia as one of the top prospects. Number one, just like Drew Titan said, he's got a big machine behind him. But also, man, the dude can crack. I mean, he can crack, and he's fast. He's fast. He can crack. He's aggressive. He's confident. His chin is still up in the air, and I'm also waiting to see what happens when he gets touched in his chin, similar to Jaron Ennis. But man, I think this dude, provided if he continues to go on with the path that he's on, he has got excellent trainer. He's got an excellent, as far as matchmaking, he's got an excellent team around him with Golden Boy. Golden Boy knows how to matchmake. They develop fighters well. They're experienced in that, and I think that like the way they brought around Canelo, and the fact that Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez's camp is working with Ryan Garcia, you know, I think the dude really does. I think he has but he has everything he needs to have a very, very, very bright career for certain. So I'll definitely put Ryan Garcia in there. Now I'm gonna add. So the next topic, I'm gonna go to Cali. I'm gonna go to Cali on this one. Cali, this is we always do this, man. I need to get the top 5 pound for pound fighters in boxing. Oh, in a while after I say with Big Dogg Willie's public service announcement. Public service announcement. F. Dillian Whyte, and I think I might have missed another super chat that came a little bit after that. My man, True Man said, FA is Audley Harris. He won't be a long round long. I thought I saw a little something out of FA, and somebody said Ammo Williams, man. Shout out to Ammo Williams. Yeah. I'm also looking forward to seeing that young kid that I don't even know if he's pro yet, but he was on Trail Boxing Talk, man. I looked at a couple of tapes of him, and I can't remember his name, man. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that kid. That dude, I think that dude's gonna be right, man. I'm also looking for the return of Money Powell, the fourth. But pound for pound, top 5 fighters. I'm gonna go to Drew Titan first because I know Cali is gonna have to think about it for a second, so he doesn't, put the glow. And by the way, no women.
Oh, that wasn't gonna happen, bro. I wasn't gonna do that. That wasn't gonna happen at all.
Look, I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, don't do that shit to me. I had recently joined Clarissa's team Shields, but no. Top 5 men, pound for pound. You hear all of that sales,
man. Top 5 men, pound for pound. Oh boy, this is gonna be a personal opinion. Not based off of the conventional stance that people take. So I'm gonna put heavyweights on there since this is a free for all. I don't care. I don't care what the fuck anyone says. So fuck y'all.
I'm gonna delete you from this channel. You put Tyson Fury's number 1 pound for pound.
So who? Who? Tyson?
Immediately throw you over here.
Tyson? Who? Who's that? Who's that? I don't know who the fuck that is. The fuck. Can we call him Boar's Head? Can we call him Boar's Head? Boar's Head.
That motherfucker can fight. He's a cheating bastard, but that motherfucker can fight now.
Yeah, Boar's Head. Fuck what you heard. All right. Top 5. Let's see. Fuck that. Deontay Wilder, my number 1 top pound for pound. Fuck that. If you don't like it, Ida Johnson. Get out of here. Bomb Squad. All right. That's number 1.
Oh,
all right.
Pause. I have the ability to pause for a second. I want to say this, man, real quick. Do you mind if I say something real quick? I won't if I'm cutting you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, look, you UK fans, dude. You see how people still repping Deontay? And nobody went hiding. Nobody out there acting like, they don't exist anymore. All of that shit y'all did. We just ride with our guy, dog. Win or lose. Ride with our guy, dude. And y'all acted like some bitches about Anthony Joshua and ran and hid. And y'all thought, they're gonna go away. No, dog. People ain't going away. People are still right here repping the Bomb Squad, dog. I got 2 fighters that I rep. Only 2 that I really rep because I think they're great people. Errol Spence Jr. and Deontay Wilder, dude. I am fans of those dudes because of the type of people they are. But y'all punks, y'all jumped over to Tyson Fury's like some hoes. Y'all jumped right over to the team. The Bulls lose. You one of them motherfucking Don King type fans. Like, walk in the ring. You walked in the ring. You walked in the ring with Anthony Joshua, and when Anthony Joshua lost, he walked out the ring alone. Go ahead, Drew. I just wanted to rub y'all face in y'all whack ass fan.
There you go. That's all. Look, well, real quick, let me tell you who's not on my list. All right, Boar's Head ain't on my list. He's not on my list, and the redhead juice god, he ain't on my list. All right, no, he's not on it. He's not on it. He popped. You popped. You not. Get out of here. You're not on my list. Get out of here. So don't look for him. All right, fuck that. All right, so I got Bud. I know we get on Bud. Because we don't like how he's moving, but the boy can scrap. So I put Bud on there. I'll put Errol on there, of course. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Who's knocking Errol out? The man was flung. The man was flung from a car. All right. No, ain't no one knocking Errol out, man. I don't want to hear it. Fuck that shit.
God, y'all that's a tough motherfucker, ain't he?
You can get up from a you can walk away from a car accident, not a broken bone. Yo, did you ever see that movie Unbreakable? With I
was thinking the Wolverine. I'm like, this motherfucker is the Wolverine.
Yo, man, Unbreakable. Bruce Willis found out he was a fucking superhero. Didn't even know it. Yeah, that's Errol. He done fucked up now. The cat's out the bag, man. He's unbreakable.
Motherfucker gonna snatch his ass, get his DNA, and build some fucking super soldiers.
Exactly. He is Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fuck that shit. All right. So that's 3 down. I'll put Lomachenko on there, and this is no particular order, but I'll put Lomachenko on there.
No sellouts, dog. No sellouts, man. 1-5, dog.
Okay.
Dog. You're gonna have to offend somebody today. Game.
All right, fuck it. All right, let's put Lomo on there. All right, and if y'all don't like it, just put it in the chat. I don't give a fuck.
Number one.
Whoa. Not number one. No. I got Wilder number one. I got Wilder number one. I got Bud number two. I got Errol number three. I'll put. Oh shit. Do I want to put this in? Okay. All right. Well, okay. I put number six to number four.
Do your black fight fan and put white Jesus at the top of the list.
No, fuck that. I will put. All right. I put Loma at number four because I'm not gonna leave him off the list. I'm gonna put Loma at number four. All right, number five. See, I gotta be careful here. All right. But yeah, let me piss somebody off. I'm gonna piss somebody off. All right. I'm gonna piss somebody off. I'm gonna put a new on that shit. Number five. I'm putting a new at number five.
I'd rather have you put Clarissa Shields on that bitch.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
List, dog. I changed my rule.
It was between. All right, cool. All right.
It's a newie. You got a newie. I'm cool.
No, fuck that. No, I was playing. Please, I was playing. Oh, I was playing. No. Hell no. Oh God. You see, Manny Pacquiao made shit tough. He made it tough on paper because I'm not putting Usyk there. Fuck that. I don't trust that guy. But Manny Pacquiao made it tough because he just had a quality win over an alleged quality guy. So he made it tough. So I'm torn. But I'll put him there before I put a newie on there. Fuck that.
Hey, I don't mind that at all. Shit.
Yeah.
So restate your fifth again. Your five.
Deontay Wilder, Bud, Errol, Vasily, and Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I think that's a solid list.
Yeah.
That's a solid. Cali, what about you, man?
I'm not gonna put a heavy one on because Deontay Wilder's already the best. He got cheated, so I'm not gonna. Matter of fact, Deontay Wilder hasn't even lost. As far as I can say, he's undefeated. I'm gonna do what ESPN did to Lomachenko.
True.
So Deontay Wilder's still 40. Wait for I should just give him an extra win. I'm gonna make him 43-0. Deontay Wilder's 43-0. All right. I know you hate it, but that didn't happen. So he's the best. So I'm not going to put him on the pound for pound list because he's better than everybody on the pound for pound. So I'm going to start off with Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. I'm going to put Jamel Charlo on there. And then I'm going to go ahead Oh, yeah, I want to be offensive. I definitely want to be offensive. And I'm going to make it all black. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Gary Russell Jr. on there.
Ooh.
And that's it. The pound for pound list is all brothers. If you don't like it, you better. The LWC is so racist. Cali's so racist. I get this shit all the time. Yes, I'm racist. So I got an all nigga list. That's the pound for pound list. Those are the best fighters in the world. You don't like it, kiss my black ass. That's just the way it's gonna be. So like I said, I got number one. I'm gonna go with Earl Spence. Number two, Terrence Crawford. And Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford they're interchangeable. Number three, I'm gonna go with Jamel Charlo. Number four, Jamel Charlo. Number five, Gary Russell Jr. That's my top five. You don't like it? Too fucking
good list, man. Hey, that's a good list. Hey, by the way, though, have you noticed this? How on YouTube in the boxing world, like not YouTube in the boxing world, but in the boxing community, you are more likely to be called racist if you're black than you are if you're anything else. I have never been called until I started talking to boxing people, been called racist so many times. Like, you're a racist. It's like, dude, I would swear with all of the racist black people in the world that everybody else would be living under our thumb or something.
You mean black supremacy? Does a black supremacy exist? I never heard of it.
Like, dude, it's just like, what the fuck is this, dude? Every time I say something is racist, if I bring up the fact that if Tyson Fury's gloves are middle glove, I'm a racist. If if Canelo Alvarez got tested positive for Cabral, I'm a racist. Like, you just think you can take a fucking, just take a word, take a fucking concept, and just throw it at you. But anyway, I just want to make that quick observation. I have never heard, and it's a culture, by the way, where you can be called a racist freely. Like I can be called a racist many, many times over. The Mayweather fucking boxing gym called young Pharaoh a racist. And nobody blinked a fucking eye. Like he put the Mayweather boxing gym, which is supposed to be owned by Mayweather, but it's not, called that dude young Pharaoh a racist, called him a racist because he thinks that Tyson Fury cheated. That's Mayweather boxing gym called him a racist. But you can't call, if you sit and call Bob Arum a racist, there's something wrong with you. Like you don't know what's in his mind. That's a business decision. It's just, I just find it amazing, whether or not it's true or not, but how the term racist is in boxing is used more to describe black people than it is anybody else. I never would have, you will never hear the Mayweather boxing gym put up a fucking video that says Bob Arum's a racist. Would never fucking do it in a million years. Would World Boxing News, would Mayweather Boxing Gym put up a video and say that IFL TV are racists? But this dude felt perfectly free doing that to young Pharaoh. Like it's just a way like to completely fucking blow away any fucking type of logic that the dude might have or what he pointed out there. And just, it's this racist agenda. These racist agenda, because he went from agenda driven to racist agenda driven. Shit's fucking crazy, man. But my pound for pound goes like this. Number 1 is Terrence Crawford. Number 2 is Vasily Lomachenko. Number 3 is Errol Spence Jr. Number 4 is Gervonta Davis. And number 5 is Manny Pacquiao. Excuse me. Let me move that down. Number 4 is Jermell Charlo. Number 5 is Gervonta Davis. That's my top 5. And I'll go through why I say that. Terrence Crawford's a beast, man. And he's won championships in 3 divisions. And the boy's a fucking beast. Okay. You can look this dude, because if you pay attention to, there's a channel you got, I haven't seen Scrapbook here in a while, but Scrapbook, I was listening to a video one time with Scrapbook Boxing describe what pound for pound is. And he said it's the guy that represents the four scoring criterias in boxing the best. Defense, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and clean and effective punching. All 4 of those areas Terrence Crawford is extremely good at. And I think all around he's better because everything about the ring generalship is excellent. Clean and effective punching is excellent. Defense is excellent when he wants it to be. And effective aggressiveness is absolutely killing it, man. He's killing it in all those areas. Where, Errol Spence Jr., I would give Terrence Crawford the advantage in maybe defense when he wants to, right? But that's it. Ring generalship, because Errol Spence Jr. makes you do what he wants you to do. He wants you to fight, and you're going to be in there fighting with him. Clean, effective punching, he has that in spades. Defense, what is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Defense, effective aggressiveness. Man, I'm fucking up these 4, but he's got all 4 of those. Jermell Charlo is the one that I think gets left off a lot. Jermell Charlo is in a division that is so thick. I think he has shown that he's the best. That he's the best at 154 pounds. And I can't put Monster Inouye because Monster Inouye got exposed. Monster Inouye looked like shit against Nonito Donaire, man. And they just people just trying to find a way to sell that dude, man. But Vasily Lomachenko deserves to be up there, man, because man, that dude really, really can fight, man. And his career is about over. He's had, I'm not counting the 2 Olympic gold medals as a reason that he's pound for pound, but man, the dude is an excellent, excellent fighter, man. He's won championships in 3 different divisions. I don't buy that bullshit that he's not really a lightweight that is said often, not specifically because Black Fight Fan TV says that, but I'm not talking about Black Fight Fan TV's comment on that. But other people have said that as well. I don't buy that because you're fighting at lightweight. If you're good enough to win championships at lightweight and you hold 3 belts at lightweight, you're a lightweight. There's no rule that says you can't. It's 135 pounds and under. You can be at 130 pounds and still fight at lightweight. And there are plenty of people that did it. So the fact that he is a lightweight, and he carried that, I'd love to see him go to 140, but I think that's going to be a wrap on him. But the dude is an excellent fighter, so I do believe having him that high, he proved it. He proved how good he was over time. I won't put the heavyweights in there because I see where Drew's coming from. My point of view is that that's kind of an insult to heavyweights because those guys, also heavyweights don't. If you look at it from the 4 scoring criterias, they're not going to have the same. They don't have the same level of they have very serious, clean, effective. They don't have the same level of ring generalship, the ability to really move around the ring and all that stuff that some of the smaller guys. And the smaller guys, the itty bitty guys, don't have the punch power that the heavyweights have.
Oh, I understand that. I understand. I'm doing it right now to be a douchebag.
Oh yeah. I understand. Fully douchebag out, dog. That's what I'm saying. But we'll move on. Now we will get. Now where's that hoe ass dude? Now we ready for you, dude. Okay, now we're in the second half.
Wait, Fannon, real quick, real quick. Shout out to Marlon So Icy Sims.
Oh yes, sir.
Shout out to Marlon. So I watched the fight. Shout out to his corner, man. Shout out to his corner. Yo, bro, was that your aunt? She held you down. She got jokes, man. I want to get on my show, man. She held you down, family. She love you, bro. She love you, man. Marlon, yo, man, that was a nice jab. That was a really nice jab. You made just a tiny mistake at the end, but it was nothing. It was a slip. But you know better than that. You know better than that. You know, backing out with your head straight up. But it was at the end of I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you heard the bell. That's what it was. And you lost your footing. I think he kind of like pushed you. It wasn't a punch though. But listen, that was a great fight. You have way above average skills, man. And we're expecting big things from you, man. And I'm going to monitor everything you do. I'm going to watch everything you do. I don't give a fuck if you go live hitting the pads. Go live, man. I'm going to share the hell out your video. We're going to promote the hell out of you, man. That was a really, really stellar performance, man. The boy got hands. For those that didn't see it, Marlon got hands. He just didn't connect with the LDBC just for the sake of connecting with us, man. The kid is for real. I liked what I saw. And that opponent, it wasn't no pushover. He didn't come in there to lay down. He wasn't fighting the bum. That kid was pretty good too, but Marlon was able to nullify and impose his will. He nullified what the kid was doing. When he figured out he couldn't get off on Marlon, he started trying to clown and steal the judges, a la Boy's Head. Started doing dumb shit like putting his hands behind his back and trying to taunt. You know what I mean? It wasn't working. He couldn't get past Marlon's jab, and every time he got close, he got clipped. And I'll go as far as to say he was lucky it was only a 6-round fight because I saw a KO. If it went anywhere like to the 8th or 9th, I saw a KO happening. Marlon is for real. Everybody support him. Follow him on all his social media. LDBC strong. Marlon So Icy Sims, man. The brother got hands, man. He's for real. We watched it. He's for real.
All right, Marlon So Icy Sims, who I sponsored.
Damn right.
That's my fighter right there, dog. That's my fighter out there doing his thing. Congrats, Marlon So Icy Sims. Say, yes, we don't bite on the foolishness. Yes, sir. Realist. Oh, Ron Finger said realist boxing talk. LDBC, absolutely. So let's get to what the people came for. Let's get, because I've been on it all week, dog, and I ain't getting off of it because there ain't shit else to talk about in boxing. So fucking deal with it, okay? This is not a situation with Tyson Fury where Tyson Fury gets to, let me go, here's my man. It's not a situation where Tyson Fury where, oh, the shit happened and no, there's a next fight next week, so ain't nobody going to pay attention to it. Because there is no boxing going on, people ain't got shit but people that love boxing ain't shit else to talk about. Consequently, people are digging in to the biggest issue that there is in boxing right now, which is Tyson Fury's ass, who has been a cheater. So there's now two separate situations. Well, there's really 3 separate situations, but 2 separate situations of which Tyson Fury has been accused of cheating, and there's a lot of drama going around it. One is the glove gate thing. The second thing is what came out last night, which is a rehash of a lie that everybody knew he told. Like everybody knew Tyson Fury was lying about fucking eating uncastrated boar meat. That's the dumbest worst fucking argument for steroid abuse known to mankind. What the fuck are you eating uncastrated boar for? Like, who the fuck eats that? Like, the fuck eats at McDonald's? Get the fuck out of here. He ain't hunting in the fucking middle of the wilderness looking for balls and saying, please do not cut the nuts off the balls. It was the worst fucking excuse known to mankind, but the UKAD was about to go broke trying to prosecute him from it, which tells you something right there. How the fuck does UKAD go broke? Like, have to file bankruptcy trying to penalize a boxer. How the fuck does that work? Where you're like, oh, we gotta settle because we're gonna go broke trying to suspend Tyson Fury? Crazy. But anyway, the guy that testified and he testified, fuck what Frank Warren's talking about. Whoa, Tyson Fury never met him and all that. Dude, if Tyson Fury never met him, ain't got shit to do with it. If his testimony is on file, was submitted by Tyson Fury in the testimony for UKAD. If he actually testified, then you can't tell me he doesn't know him because it's his lawyers that took the fucking paperwork and handed it to him. Tyson Fury, why would Tyson Fury's team use that man and have him sign an affidavit, have a deposition or whatever they call it in the UK and have him testify to that? But then Frank Warren says, well, this guy's never even met Tyson Fury. What the fuck you mean he never met him? If what you're saying is true, he testified for Tyson Fury's team. But regardless, nobody believed that shit to begin with. So that's I kind of gave a little bit more of my own opinion than I should have. But essentially that's the issue. That's what has happened. Aside from the glove thing, he tested positive for nandrolone before the Vladimir Klitschko. He was supposed to rematch Vladimir Klitschko. He testified that the reason that he tested positive for elevated levels of testosterone, which I do believe nandrolone is basically a type of testosterone or an artificial testosterone. But the reason why I did it is because he ate this boar meat. And they interviewed the guy that said, yes, we sold him this boar meat. Yeah, I'm the guy that sold the boar meat. Now the guy that said he sold the boar meat is saying this. I never sold him boar meat. Somebody from his camp came to talk to me and they asked me if I would help him out and say that I sold him uncastrated boar meat. So I was like, sure, okay. And then as the pressure mounted and time went on and the UKAD, those guys really got on him, whoever it was that contacted him came back to him, according to what this guy is saying, and said, hey, look, there's going to be money when all this goes away. Basically, stick by your story because when this goes away, we're going to pay you 25,000 pounds, right? So which is like $37,000. So the guy kept his mouth shut and stuck with his story, is what he said. But Tyson Fury never paid him. And so once Tyson Fury didn't pay him, he's pissed. And now he's telling everybody what the fuck he did because the motherfuckers ripped him off. So that's pretty much the story of what's going on. Fury is the king. Yeah, he's the gypsy king. There's a lot of thieving ass, lying ass kings in the world, dude. Don't call him a king. Because you know how many heathen ass, cheating, lying, fuck ass boy kings there have been in history? A lot of them. What are your thoughts on that? Let's go to Cali Enigma before he accidentally drops off again. Cali, man, what are your thoughts on that, man? On the boar part of it. We'll wrap back around on this whole glove thing.
It doesn't surprise me whatsoever, man. I mean, that family has a history of cheating. Tyson Fury is the liar. He lies a lot about a whole lot of things. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. When he first told the story about the boar meat, it all sounded like nonsense. The fact that he and his cousin tested positive for the same exact form of human growth hormones is absolute nonsense, man. Tyson Fury cheated because he was looking for an Spanish. And so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever, man. The story was always nonsense. Most people knew it was BS, which is why he got he was getting ready to get suspended, and he decided to go on a drug addict, binge, and a food eating binge, and so they retroactively gave him a suspension because I guess he self-suspended himself, which is not true. He really should have been suspended on top of that, but that they wanted to allow him to come back and get money. Plus, he had been gone for 3 years, so it makes sense. Now, UKAD, now that it looks like he covered it up, there probably should be some suspension, but there probably won't. More than likely won't be, because now Tyson Fury fights are worth a lot of money, especially with the Wilder rematch and potentially an Anthony Joshua fight later on down the road. There's no way in the world that they're going to do anything to this guy. They're not gonna burn up that money. That's exactly what it would be doing. They'll burn the money up. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever about Tyson Fury and his father, and you've seen the other acts that they've gone on to do. Everything that they've done, a lot of shady-ish. We've heard about all kind of stuff coming out of their camp about things that Tyson Fury was doing, which is illegal. So nothing surprises me when it comes to Tyson Fury when it comes to cheating. He's clearly the kind of guy that would do anything to win, and I mean anything. He will turn over every stone. there's nothing he won't do. He'll hike through the roughest forest to try to find something that would give him an edge. Anything that's going to give him an edge, he's willing to do. So as far as Tyson Fury cheating with human growth hormones, doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Wouldn't surprise me if he actually did it in his last fight, but so far there's no evidence of it. But wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. When you have a history of doing something like that, when you have a history of cheating in multiple ways, that it's hard for me to believe that he wouldn't do it again. So yeah, Tyson Fury is a liar. He's a proven liar. He lies about almost everything. So I believe him. I believe that I believe that he actually that he took human growth hormones, and I don't think he just did it before the Klitschko fight. He's probably been doing it throughout his entire career, more than likely, and he just been getting away with it. And let's be honest. There wasn't really drug testing is still new to the sport of boxing. It's very new, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's been doing it throughout his entire life, or at least throughout his entire boxing career. And it's just kind of odd to me the way. He cut all that fat, the way he didn't have a lot of fat hanging off of him in a Wilder fight. Kind of looked a little weird to me that he was able to shed so much fat. That seems a little odd to me. And he seemed much stronger than he did in prior fights. That seemed very odd to me as well. It's just he's a suspect kind of guy, man. I think Tyson Fury is. Me personally, if I had to be honest, just my opinion, allegedly, and like I kept saying, allegedly, just in my opinion, I think Tyson Fury is he takes human growth hormones or some type of steroid in every fight, some type of performance enhancing drug, anything to get an edge. I really believe he does that. There's no way in the world that this dude put on what allegedly he's supposed to have put on about 15, 20 pounds worth of muscle in like a month and a half. Please, dude. Who thinks that's even possible? It's not, man. He put on 15, 20 pounds worth of muscle. So, yeah, in my opinion, he cheated and probably cheated in both fights. And I really believe he's been cheating his entire career. And he definitely, we already know that he cheated for the Klitschko fight, man. So that's just my opinion.
Drew, what you got on there, man? Oh, man, I think I might have missed a super chat. Give me 1 second. My man, Time to Ante Up said Fury, Hearn, and Arum are a liar Olympic at the liar Olympics. Who wins? Oh, without a doubt, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Bob Arum will fuck around and tell the truth when he's pissed off. I don't believe a word coming out the mouth of Eddie Hearn. Not a word. If that motherfucker told me shit stunk, you know what I mean? I'd be fuck out of here. I don't believe you. Prove. Go ahead, man. Drew.
Man, listen. I'm apologizing ahead of time.
For cussing and going off?
Yeah.
You use a lot of niggas. You gonna say nigga a lot?
I'm gonna try not to. Well, you know.
Go ahead, man. It's all good.
Just to piggyback off of what Cali said. when I heard that Fury was going to put on that amount of weight, the first thing you should look at is the athlete's face. All right. When he was warming up in the locker room, his face looked chiseled, like it's like as if he was 240 pounds. So I looked at that immediately. I said, okay, he's not bloated. So how the fuck you gain that much weight? You don't gain 15, 20 pounds of rip in a couple of months. That don't happen. That don't happen. All right. And he wasn't built like a raindrop. He didn't look like he was out of shape. But I'm like, yo, did they get this right? Is he really like 240? But no, he weighed in like at 270. And on fight night, he had to have been about 300 pounds. All right. Now, let's talk about Boar's Head. All right. I get up this morning and, you know, of course, as soon as I turn my phone on, everyone's hitting me up. Did you hear this? Did you see this? Did you read this? Yes, I did. And you go to these posts and you have these people saying, oh my God, do you really believe this? Oh, this is bullshit. You know what? Listen, you the same motherfuckers that heard that Marcellus popped dirty and y'all flooded my inbox with bullshit. You are the exact same people who did that shit. Oh, Marcellus popped dirty. That means Wilder popped dirty. I knew there was no way a guy that size could be hitting that hard. I said, okay, let's watch. That's my response to a lot of this shit. Let's watch. And it went away. As fast as it came about, it went away. There was also an article just last week that's saying Deontay Wilder was caught tampering with his gloves, hitting the wall, trying to deaden the padding in his fucking fight before Fury. That article just came out last week. As fast as it came about, it went away. So my point is,
because that's them motherfuckers is lying.
They flat out lying. See, you motherfuckers are identified. You've been identified. If you don't like Wilder, I'm not in the business of trying to get you to like anybody. I don't give a fuck who you like. This conversation is not about who won or lost at this point. Because I left knowing when the fight was over, I said, hey, he got stopped. That's it. And it took me a week to entertain the glove situation. But then when I entertained it, the evidence was overwhelming. And it went from overwhelming to alarming. And let me be very clear. I've laced up gloves. I have sparred with and without headgear. For those of you that have never done that, sit down and have a nice, tall, hot cup of shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. And those bum-ass niggas at the Mayweather gym who talked all that bullshit and saying that it's impossible, fuck every last one of you turncoats. You know goddamn well when you slide your goddamn fist into the wrist of the glove and you get clubbed upside the fucking head, it feels different. You know that. All of you know that. Get the fuck out of here. Then when the man removes his goddamn glove, he has blood on his knuckles. How you get blood on your knuckles when your knuckles are in your glove? I don't want to hear a word you guys got to say. I don't want to hear a word you detractors have to say. All right? Because either you hate Wilder for reasons that you can't explain, or you're racist, or both, or you're a nationalist. All of you get on my fucking nerves. But like I said, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it karma, whether you want to call it the universe, I like to use the universe. I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I'm very spiritual. I do believe you get what you put out. You go to the gym, you work out, the results is you look better. You go to the gym to exercise to feel better, but the look is a byproduct of the work you put in. All right? The byproduct of the work that Fury put in as it pertains to how Wilder looked at the end of that second fight, it adds up. He cheated. He cheated. The guy has a history of cheating. And these motherfuckers want to talk about, oh, he wouldn't do that. Listen to the language that they use when they refer to Fury. I'm sorry, Boar's Head. When they refer to Boar's Head, listen to the language they use. He wouldn't do that. I was there. What dude said that? Oh, I was there when they wrapped his hands, and he wouldn't do something like that. He wouldn't. You notice how they slipped that in there? He wouldn't do that. Explain 2015. Explain him popping dirty. Explain the whole time he was off for 2 years. They try and say, oh, well, he chose. They try and make it sound like he chose not to fight. They barely bring up the fact that he was suspended. And then while he was gone from the sport, he chose to eat hamburgers and sniff cocaine. That was his choice. And we're supposed to celebrate him conquering that? Get all the way the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? What are y'all really talking about? Y'all hate this man that bad? Listen, let me give you for those of you stupid asses, let me give you let me dumb this shit down for you. All right? Deontay Wilder was delivering, I think for delivering beer or some shit. He says, I can't take care of my sick daughter with this salary. I think I'm going to fight. And he makes this decision at 20 years old. Gets a bronze medal. Turns pro. Knocks out over 40 people. And you dumb motherfuckers wait until he loses under suspected circumstances to say he's a bum. Y'all been saying, matter of fact, y'all been saying that like 20 fights ago. I know the exact fights that y'all motherfuckers said he was going to lose. Oh, he's not going to take the Povetkin fight. Motherfucker was on his way to Russia, and that motherfucker popped dirty. Oh, he'll never fight Ortiz. He signs to fight Ortiz, and what happened? He popped dirty. He says, fuck it, I want to fight him anyway. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. When Ortiz popped dirty, I'm not even going to lie to you. When he popped dirty, I said, whew, I didn't know about that one anyway. Shit. Move on to the next. Try and get one of those UK dudes. And then he says, nah, fuck it, I want to fight him anyway. I was like, damn, because this could be the one. Shit. He fought him. Beat him. Yeah, right. Bum squad, right? Fought him and beat him, right? I remember leading up to that fight. It went from, he's not going to take that fight. Matter of fact, let me take a step back. When Povetkin popped dirty, I clearly remember you dumb motherfuckers saying that it was rigged. Oh, they protecting Wilder. They made Povetkin pop dirty. Never mind the fact that this motherfucker stayed popping dirty, but somehow they were protecting Wilder that much. The WBC was protecting Wilder that much. I'm sorry, the WBC, they don't protect black fighters. I'll get on that in a second. They don't protect black fighters. All right, they didn't up the levels of Cavunaro to be found in the goddamn system. They didn't do that for a black fighter. They did it for a redheaded Mexican. But moving on, you stupid motherfuckers. All right? Wilder has done everything. He's gone above and beyond and exceeded expectations. This guy was supposed to lose 20 fights ago. And he keeps proving you wrong. Financially also. Oh, he better take the $12 million. This will be the most he ever make. Oh, he better take the $15 million. This is the most he ever going to make. 3 weeks ago, the man made over, I'm going to assume it was well over like $40 million over a weekend. What y'all got to say now? Oh, he better take the 50. Oh, he don't got $50 million. He didn't have $50 million, but the people he worked with did. Every time you turn around, he's proving you wrong. Oh, yeah, he got his ass beat. Aha. Now all of this evidence is coming about, and y'all motherfuckers are still saying, oh, aha. Yeah. This motherfucker ate a dirty fucking boar. That was his excuse, and y'all bought that? Listen, time reveals all truth. The world is 360. It's coming about, man. Every time I look, Glovegate, and now this shit is coming about. I'm telling you, a couple of weeks is going to be something else. This is the way of the world. This is the rhythm with Tyson Fury. It's going to be something else. And you want to talk about conspiracy theories? I think that they know Wilder's gonna fucking kill this guy when he get in the ring with him. And don't be surprised if this shit is a grand scheme for them to say, you know what, we don't want him in the ring with Wilder no more. Let him stay out for another year and a half and push the AJ fight. Let him walk away with this moral victory. They don't even give a fuck if they rule this shit a no contest. They don't even give a fuck because they're going to entertain this glove situation sooner or later. They want to save this man's life. They want him to walk away with some kind of moral victory from Deontay Wilder and get in the ring and beat the shit out of AJ. And you dumb motherfuckers, y'all not going to sit back and say, oh, no, he got to run that Wilder work back. Y'all be just as cool as this shit. There's no way he went 12 rounds with Fury with just a swollen eye to getting into the new fight, the next fight, that's the rematch looking like he fucking was getting hit with brass knuckles all up in his face, lumped up and shit. There's no fucking way. And you motherfuckers that believe that shit and accepting that shit, there's something wrong with y'all. You guys are everything that's wrong with the goddamn sport. We're not talking about who won and who lost. We're talking about the fairness of the sport now. We're talking about the safety of the sport now. And you motherfuckers will be perfectly fine if he died in that goddamn ring. Guess what? Fuck you with a lit flare. I hate all of you. You're everything wrong with boxing. And I wish you would die. I can't stand you motherfuckers. And I ain't even gonna get on you niggas. You guys are the illest turncoats in the goddamn world. You guys are the illest turncoats in the goddamn world. For you to deny and neglect that there's a racial element behind this shit. There's something wrong with all of you. And I'm not fussing with nobody that Harriet Tubman would have shot in the goddamn grill. You guys are sick. Don't fucking speak to me. You show up on any of my live streams, I'm blocking you forever. You see me in the street, walk past me, because I will throw a punch and you won't survive. You think Wilder caught it bad in the ring that night. Oh, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you, and you won't survive it. Don't fuck with me. This is crazy. I'm talking about the fairness of the sport. The man was cheated. The man was cheated. I was hit with a bare knuckle before, but plenty of times. I've been snuffed with wraps without a glove in the side of my head. Nobody, I can't say anybody in the chat. I say 99% of the people in the chat can't say that. So if you side with this fucking guy, with all the evidence, with his track record, there's something wrong with you. Why the fuck you hate Wilder so much? I don't know, but there's something wrong with you. You niggas are sick. All of you niggas are sick. But I don't want to get the stream shut down. I'm just gonna pass it to you for now. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, you niggas is just dead ass sick, and I can't stand all of you motherfuckers. This is the fairness of the sport. I'm reading all kinds of shit. I'm talking about the gloves and the steroids and the cocaine and all of this stuff. All of this stuff is adding up. Oh, and the motherfucker that was in his corner with the hand wraps somehow was tied to the Margarito camp. I just saw that. So all of this shit is adding up. And I'm scrolling down on some of my pages and I'm hearing, oh, well, Wilder has bad footwork and Wilder this, Wilder that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Listen, in the court of law, if you get picked up for doing something, you stand in front of the judge, the first thing they do is they want to see what kind of person you are. If you never did anything a day in your life and you stand in front of a judge and you're like, okay, this guy, he never did this, he never did that. All right, maybe you'll get a slap on the wrist. But if you stand in front of the judge and you got what they call priors, you done robbed a few people, you done held up a store or whatever, they have reasonable cause to believe that you did the shit that you're getting accused of now because your track record shows it. And what's fucked up is you could be telling the truth this one time. You could be telling the truth, but your track record ain't going to help you. Tyson Fury's track record doesn't help him. You know what helps him? His skin. That's what helps him. Over there, he's a gypsy. He's a 6'9", bald-headed, doofy motherfucker that's hated. Over here, he's a 6'9", 300-pound white man who just beat the American champion. The black American champion. I said years ago, I said this about 8 years ago. I said, yo, look, you guys say you hate Floyd Mayweather. You say he's boring. You say you can't stand him because he throws money at the screen and he's not for his people and all this shit. All this shit that y'all, the black motherfucker said they hated Floyd for, and the other ethnicities that said they hated Floyd for, and they would unite as a united front for the sole purpose of hating Floyd Mayweather. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shit. And I would say to them, I said, you know what? First of all, the black motherfuckers are out of pocket. The other ethnicities, I'm not even going to pay y'all any mind because I'm trying to talk boxing and y'all bring up women beat. But you know what's true? And I said this shit about 8 years ago. I said, you know what's true? We could have an American champion that throws caution to the wind, puts his chin at risk, but scores a bunch of knockouts like Mike Tyson-esque type of knockouts, becomes very exciting. But you know what? If he's black, he'd be flawed and he wouldn't be celebrated because of his skin tone. And those same motherfuckers like, no, this ain't about race. You're racist. You're racist for saying that. I would enjoy that person. That person would be a champion in my book. 8 years ago, I wasn't paying attention to no Deontay Wilder. I didn't even know he existed 8 years ago. I'll be damned. Here we are, years later. Am I right? We have a champion that throws caution to the wind. He's not the most technically sound, but he has power in a serious KO streak and just tied Muhammad Ali's record. And lo and behold, look how he's being treated. Some of you same motherfuckers are the guys I'm talking about. Fuck y'all.
Hey, let me do some super chats real quick, Drew. Because my man, Mr. already gave a super chat a while ago, and I haven't been able to get it to him. I was really looking for a place to be able to do it. Mr. already said, "What it do for not on the panel? They're always there, not always vocal. Always here, not always vocal. Look forward to the show every Sunday. Respect, man. Thank you, Mr. already. I am true man. Said Loma is a female fighter. He don't count." I did read this before, but again, man, thank you so much for the support. Time to end up. He said Fury, Hearn, and Aram are liar Olympics. Who wins? Yeah, dude, Eddie Hearn in that one. Mailman Mike said if Wilder was in Fury's situation, he would have been considered a cheating. He would have been considered a cheating crackhead. I celebrate the man. Wilder is more of a boxer. Wilder is more than a boxer. He is a salute king. Absolutely. Look, man, I want to go in on something you said, man. But I'm going to go on a little bit of a different angle because I saw something yesterday, man, that I almost never do this. Just so you know, this is a little bit out of character for me. I watched somebody's video on YouTube. And I usually don't watch people's videos, dude. I really don't, man. Because after I started having a lot of people that, like make troll videos about me and stuff, when you do videos every day on YouTube and you're on Twitter and you have a lot of people to talk to, man. I mean, because this channel right now, man, we've got like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people that really do talk to me on a regular basis. Like there's more subscribers, but like the core supporters is like 3,000-4,000 people, man. So pretty much every spare minute that I have in a day, I'm responding to people that come to my channel. I don't have time to watch a lot of people's videos who aren't really in the LDBC, and plus motherfuckers be saying so much stupid shit that it just irritates me and it makes it hard for me to get my job done. So I say all that to say I don't usually do what I'm about to fucking do. But you're a fucking minstrel. What the fuck was that shit? I watched a debunk video that fucking offended me. I don't usually get offended when people say shit. But that shit, and I'm not going to say who it is. You know what it is, and you know who all that shit is. I have never seen more of a minstrel-like fucking performance, dude, and you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. What the fuck was all of that? But the logic of these people fucking use. Ali's gloves. I hear you dumb motherfuckers trying to bring Ali's name in it. Who the fuck cares? If Ali cheated and Ali cheated, call Ali a cheater. If Ali's glove knuckles were popping out of the bottom of Ali's gloves, then Ali's a cheater too. How the fuck does that mean that I don't see knuckles in this motherfucker's glove? What the fuck sense does that make? That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. And I'm sorry. First of all, most of you motherfuckers can't argue your way out of a fucking brown paper bag. But what the fuck difference does it make if Ali cheated? He cheated then. Fine, fuck it. Suspend him too. Fuck you talking about? You can't come to my house, steal my shit, and then you say, well, the other guy stole some of your shit too. I don't give a fuck. He's going to jail. Your ass is going to jail. I want my shit back from him, and I want my shit back from you. How the fuck is that a fucking defense, dumbass? With a fucking putting on a fucking minstrel show, an embarrassing fucking minstrel show with Jerry curl wigs and fucking comic fucking bootlicking fucking jokes. Have some fucking respect, man. Not just for yourself, but for black people. Stop fucking minstreling. I can't fucking stand minstrel shows. It's better to be wrong and be a man than be a fucking tap dancing fucking monkey. You sound like a fucking monkey. And it's fucking embarrassing. And I don't have these white people sending me, no disrespect to white people, but I don't have no white people send me a fucking copy of a fucking minstrel show and then have me have to say something about it. Because then I'll fucking say something about it. That's bullshit. Ali cheated. If Ali's hand was like this, then Ali cheated. I'm the biggest Ali fan there is in the fucking world. But if Ali had his knuckle out of his glove, Ali cheated. Okay? And let's go to the second one. You don't have vertical fucking lines in your knuckles, dumbass. Look at my fist. See this? It's a line that goes vertical. That's what you see. This is my palm. Show me a vertical fucking line. Where's the fucking vertical line on your palm? There is no vertical line on your fucking palm. And on top of it, you fucking just lying. You didn't even take the fucking time to think about it. And how about this fucking ridiculous? Palming is only illegal if it's excessive. What fucking rule book do you people read? No, that shit is not in the rule book. It's palm. Hitting somebody with your palm one time is illegal. One time. It doesn't say anything in there about you can palm as long as you only do it 5 times around. Or if only you do it every 3 or 4 rounds. You're just fucking making up rules. Just making up rules. Number one, Ali's glove cheating does not mean if Ali cheated. I'm not going to argue about whether or not Ali 40 fucking years ago opened his hand and punched Larry Holmes. What the fuck does that got to do with the fact that I see a fucking knuckle in this dude's glove? Let me go through it again. You can't tell me that's a fucking palm because you don't have vertical lines in your palms. Anybody tell me, look at your palm, and tell me any one of you 600 people in here that have a vertical line on your palm. You don't have it. You have lines that you have them go horizontal and at an angle and horizontal. You don't have vertical lines on your palm. That's a vertical line. It goes straight down. What kind of shit are you talking? That minstrel show was a fucking joke. And it was embarrassing. I was blushing fucking listening to that shit. I was fucking amazed. Like, are you really putting black men comics? 90% of fucking comics are fucking minstrels. Bug fucking eyes and a Jerry curl? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sitting there watching some of you clowns feeling like, did you ever see that movie? What's it called? A Soldier Story.
Yeah, I saw that.
Soldier Story.
Yeah.
Adolf Caesar with Adolf Caesar and Denzel Washington. When there was this line, go watch this movie. Basically, the plot of it was that it was a murder mystery, and they wanted to know who killed this. Why this guy? I think he might have killed himself, right? And what happened was he was set up by the sergeant, but this is the reason why the sergeant set him up, because the guy was a fucking minstrel. He said he told this story of how he went to and fought in World War I or World War II. He went to it might have been World War I. I can't remember what war was. He said we went to war. We were in France, and we are out here fighting, risking our lives, getting treated like shit. And we go into a bar, and this monkey ass black dude puts a tail on his ass and jumps around with a monkey to have these people in World War I and having people give him money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he said. And that's why he said he got that guy. I said all that fucking dancing, all that banjo fucking playing, all that yasabos and all that shit. He said the day of the Geechee is over.
Yep.
I got no fucking respect for people that buffoon. Buffooning. That's buffooning. And it's embarrassing to everybody, because when people do that type of shit, all you're doing is putting that image off on me. You put that image off on my son. You guys, just because you think, well, I'm an individual and for me, I'm unbiased. And no, dude, you a fucking tap dancing fucking monkey is what you fucking look like to me. A tap dancing fucking monkey. Say what the fuck you want to say, have your opinion. But God dog, man, That shit was fucking disgusting. I was because I was like, what the fuck is this? First of all, the arguments are stupid. Don't you think that these people know that this argument is really stupid? You will get your ass eaten up with some stupid shit like that. You can't say any of that shit. You can't say any of that shit in an argument with me because I'm going to give you your fucking point. Yeah, sure, Ali's palm showed. Now, let's do this. Let's go back. Let's time travel back to 1980 and complain about it. Good. He cheated too. Guess what else happened? Antonio Margarito had fucking cement in his gloves.
Yep.
Great. Let's go get him too. Okay? Let's go get every fucking cheater. But just because you can point to the fact that there's other people that cheated, does not absolve Tyson Fury for having his knuckle in his fucking glove. This shit is, dude, I did a video yesterday because I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to do the exact opposite of buffooning. I'm going to be extra fucking analytical. I am going to establish a baseline for the position of his glove in his hand. Establish the baseline. Where was it when the fight started? And everybody's got the shit on tape, dude. Everybody has it on tape. It's not hard to find. You don't have to conspire for it. You can go look at the tape. Freeze frame when Tyson Fury has his shirt on in round 1 with his hands by his side. Look at his left glove. Look at his right glove. Take a picture. Measure on your screen. Make sure that every picture you take is the same length. The same length. If you upsize it or make it smaller to make everything 3 inches. And then see of those 3 inches of red and white, because his tape is red and his hand is white, see at the first round how much white is exposed versus how much red is exposed, and come up with a percentage, right? My percentage that I got for the left hand was 6.7% of that 3 inches of that picture. 6.7% of it was white. By round 7, 33% of it was white. 33%. It increased by 27%. And I just went to the 7th round. I didn't do the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th and do a progression. But if you do a progression, you can do a progression and gradually see frame by frame it sliding down his hand. And then you can say, well, okay, well, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just natural glove slippage, right? Natural glove slippage. Okay, well, let's look at the right hand. Let's look at the right hand and do the same thing. Let's see if his hand on his right hand moved. Guess what? It moved a little bit, because in the first round, you couldn't even see any white. It was just red and a little bit of green at the bottom, which was the glove. So they taped over the glove, right? And at the end, you see a little bit of the green tape at the bottom. In round 7 and around 12, all you see is a little itty bit of white. It moves very, very little, and it exposes his tape just a little bit. But so number 1, why is Tyson Fury wrapping his 2 hands differently? Inquiring minds want to know. Why does he wrap 2 hands differently? Why does this left hand have tape halfway down his arm, but the other hand not have any tape exposed at all? Why would you wrap 2 hands differently? Don't people wrap both hands the same? And Deontay Wilder's, you don't see tape on either one. So you can see it move down his hand, and not by doing some corny ass bullshit like, well, Deontay Wilder didn't say anything, so it couldn't be true. The fuck sense does that make? Deontay Wilder didn't say Deontay Wilder never said that he thought the reason he lost to Tyson Fury was the headgear. And you guys still run around talking about like he said it. Still run around talking about acting like he said it. He didn't even say that. So why in the world would he say, why would he come out and complain about this? So you guys can run all over the place with it? You guys are smearing him with shit he didn't say, let alone something he actually said. So, but most importantly, who cares whether or not Deontay Wilder said anything or not? I have eyes. I saw the fight. I know that the dude's glove is, and I didn't even look at whether his glove was bending back. I just left it alone. It was like, all right, everybody can see the glove moving. You say, oh, it's his wrist. But dude, he can't retape. He can't retape his hands in the fight. That's for sure. His tape cannot move. He did not have time to unlace his gloves, rewrap his hands, and put it back on in the middle of a round. Consequently, his tape is a good baseline for where his glove was. Now, Fernando, why can't you see it in the second fight? Because his tape and his tape and his glove were the same color. And he taped over the top. But that doesn't mean that it didn't move. But let's see why in the world, and here's the other thing with you fucking morons. Oh, now I was just on certain people about being a fucking minstrel, okay? I don't really have a problem with people disagreeing with me because I disagree with you. Shit, I don't believe half the shit you motherfuckers say. So I don't have a problem with you disagreeing with me, okay? I disagree with you, you disagree with me. Cool, that's the love of boxing. We're going to do that. That is exciting. The fact that we can have conversations about stuff like this, I love it because I love talking about boxing, but I don't like minstrel shows. I don't like buffoonery. I don't like minstrel shows. You affect me with that bullshit. Okay? You motherfuckers running around in fucking blackface to make motherfuckers laugh. I don't crack jokes. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not just gonna be, oh, let me do some slapstick fucking comedy to make motherfuckers happy. That shit was a fucking disgusting. But I didn't make a video about it. I did it in this live stream. But bro, that was some fucking buffoonery. It's fucking foonery. Okay? There's dudes that I can't stand. Like specifically, dude, there's this guy that has fuck in the middle of his name. He think he changed it, but one of the bigger morons that can't fucking stand me. But you know what he's not? He's not a fucking minstrel. He's not a fucking minstrel show. Okay? I got all kind of black dudes I don't agree with, I don't like, but they're not fucking minstrel shows. Okay? The dude over there in the UK, I don't agree with what they got to say about Deontay Wilder, but they're not fucking minstrel shows. Okay? They're not tap dancing. They're not tap dancing and trying to entertain and make people laugh. Look at how big my lip flap out. The fuck? That's like say the day of the Geechee is over, dude. The day of the Geechee should be over. That type of bullshit, man. Carry yourself with some fucking respect, man. Or if not respect you, respect people that look like you. That shit's fucking embarrassing, man. And the motherfuckers ain't laughing at you with you. They laughing fucking at you for that coonery. Can't fucking stand that monkey type.
But hold on, some of them dudes, man. Some of the dudes that they may not put on the show, but they let them people say stuff to them without in they face without challenging them. Man. And that's why I have an issue with some of them dudes in the UK, especially one of them had a prominent channel for a while.
But bro,
I'm not gonna say his name.
But here's my thing, man. Okay, there is a reason I can disagree with you about something. Okay, if for example, and I won't say their name, the dude thinks that Deontay Wilder ducked Anthony Joshua. You can look at that scenario and find some way to get your head into looking that direction. I can understand somebody being just wrong and dumb. Okay, I deal with motherfuckers that I just think are dumb all the fucking time. Or just don't know. For a living, I do that shit. I'm talking to people and I'm reading contracts for them and I'm trying to tell them this is what this shit says. And they're like, that's not what that says. I'm like, dude, that is what that says. You cannot do what you want to do. You agree that you wouldn't. That's what that fucking word means. It's not up for debate. There's a dictionary definition. And you will eventually get these dudes after they don't believe you and they go pay somebody else some money to tell them the same fucking thing. Then they come back, and that's the story of my fucking life. People get second opinions because reasonable people can differentiate, because reasonable people can have differences. But that ain't gotta mean that you gotta put a big fucking, I love watermelon, man, but you ain't gonna see me grab that motherfucker and start smacking down on that bitch. Good. Can't wait for my fried chicken. I'm not gonna do that shit.
And there's enough of them dudes on YouTube that will, but I have an issue though with some of the brothers too, in the UK who allowed on people, man, who allowed on white folks to say whatever they want in their face, knowing the shit out of pocket, but stay quiet. And it's like, man, that's like, how can you like sit there and just take that type of shit? How can you not stand up to that shit? I can't relate to that kind of shit. So that, to me, that's another form of kind of cooning, to allow folks like what Dillian Whyte did to when he allowed Barry Hearn to say that old slave shit right in his face. He said, I remember the good old days back when we were slave traders. Now I just like Mr. Dillian Whyte. When he said that shit to your face, how do you not check that dude right there, man?
Bro,
so that's the reason I have no respect to that dude. I have no respect for Dillian Whyte for that, and for a whole slew of reasons. And then, like I said, there's reporters out there who allow folks to say all kind of crazy shit to them and never check them dudes ever as well. So I just don't understand how some of these dudes move. And then some of the dudes who are out there cutting the jig, they do it because they feel like they rather cut a jig. They rather sell out black people in order to get back at the LDBC. They hate the LDBC, so they don't mind. It's like cooning, selling out, being the next Candace Owens, being the next Ben. What's it? I can't think of the brother name for Detroit. Worked for the the Trump administration. Can't think of his name.
Carson?
Yeah, Ben Carson. Being the next Ben Carson, being the next Sheriff David Clark, and all them type of dudes like that. Them dudes don't mind. They don't mind doing that. They're hoping one day it will lead to some type of prosperity. But it's funny thing though, for a lot of dudes, and for some dudes it's worked out. But for most of you dudes, man, cooning does not have a retirement plan. You can go in and coon, but that shit gonna come back to catch up with you, man. Ask OJ Simpson how it worked out for him. You cannot coon. You cannot sell your people out and expect your people to have your back. At some point, so people gonna remember this type of shit, man. Dudes who do that, and not just that though. If you coon for them people, man, them people don't trust you either, because they know that if you willing to sell your own people out, you'll be willing to do anything else. And they don't trust your ass either. So that's why I said it usually don't work out for y'all. Cooning don't have a retirement plan for the vast majority of you motherfuckers, man. I'm sick and tired of you people, man. You guys think that it's okay to throw Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder went out here and showed that he proud to be black. But niggas couldn't wait to go out there and throw him up under the bus, man. It's sad to see some of the figures that, I grew up listening to from a music standpoint, actors, and, just a lot of fuck niggas, man. And 50 Cent been a fuck niggas. I stopped fucking with that dude a long time ago. Still love him. People were shocked that he did what he did. But he been a clown, bro. I don't know why anybody shocked that he went on to go do what he went to go do. But it's a whole bunch of these niggas out here making memes and shit. While he went out there saying he proud to be black, which y'all not proud. And sad thing, like I said before on True Boxing Talk, I said a lot of black folks, we're proud to be black, but a lot of black folks are not proud to be black. They're ashamed of that shit, brother. They're ashamed of that shit, man. It's sad, man.
Oh, I understand that, man. There's a lot of dudes that are. I try to be real conservative about what I say, because I've dealt with a lot of people who I know really do love black people, who are really out, who have black people in their best interests, but just have a different some of these guys really do just have a different way and a different view on what that means, man. I'm gonna tell you a guy that really, really shocked me, dude, when I met him and I spoke with him, and I was like, damn, I thought this dude was the biggest monkey. I thought this dude was the biggest coon in the history of mankind, literally. And some of the things that he did would make you feel that way but listening to his logic behind it, I was like, oh, okay, I don't agree with anything that you say, but I understand your basic approach, and I agree with your basic approach. And that guy was Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice. Because when I was in school, I went to law school in D.C., and he came. Every year there's Supreme Court justices that come by the school and give speeches and give talk at the school. It's like, it's like basically 2 times a year. Also, like the Congressional Black Caucus comes, so you see these guys. So it's in DC, so in Washington DC. So he came and he gave his speech, and afterwards he gave a little talk, and I was in the talk, man. And his thing was very much, dude. And I said it. Now when people, I think I have a good idea when people are lying. Because the dude didn't have to say it, because he's not in a situation where he's talking to anybody that has any influence over him whatsoever. By the way, if he back in 1996 or 1994, Let me tell you, man, you ain't walking up on Clarence Thomas and talking no shit. That dude is a fucking mountain. I mean, like, he's like 5, maybe 5'10", look like about 290 of solid muscle, dude. He put his arm on the table, and that shit was like, I was like, God dang, how big is this motherfucker? But what he said was that he didn't believe, he believes that the government programs and working with the governments keep black people from achieving because it is a crutch that we don't need. And if we just sit down and focus on trying to get better with what we do, then we won't need all these guys to do it because it winds up being a crutch to people. And when you have a crutch, you never really heal from your injury. That was his philosophy, right? And he talked about how he used to be like, he was actually, not a lot of people notice that dude in the late 1970s, he said in his, I guess it must have been the early 1970s, dude. He was like a Black Panther type of dude. He's like, went to college with, he was like, he didn't say Black Panther, but he's like, man, I wore the fatigues, I wore the boots. I was really big into that. But then I realized with these government programs, and I don't agree with a lot of what he said, don't get me wrong, but it was a situation. It was a situation though where you listen to what his thought process was, and you're like, okay, I at least see that I see where you're coming from, even though I don't agree with what you're doing, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. On the other hand, distinguish that from just bootlicking minstralism. Okay, people that just want to be a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, my son goes to school and a teacher sends, when I teach, and this is my problem, might not be other people's problems, but when I hear when my teacher calls me and says my son is cracking jokes at school, that shit, I would rather his ass stole a book than be a fucking clown. You need to have people be serious, take you serious. Let them know by the way that you behave that you're somebody that is serious. The whole Glovegate thing, this whole thing, dude, I did not jump on this shit originally. I was like, man, I just want to move on, man. There'll be a rematch. We'll just go on, man. We'll just go on. Yeah, LDBC clowns, right? But you're here, right? But you're here. You like the clowns. But when it became just so fucking obvious that the dude's glove is the bottom of his hand, man, like, this is not something that is a reasonable debate, man. Okay? It's just not. You see it with your fucking eyes. His knuckle is right there. You know his fucking knuckle is right there. There's no way you don't know his knuckle's right there. The knuckle's in the fucking picture. And like I said, there is no vertical line in your hand. What line in your hand will go straight up and down other than your fingers? That's it. And that's what, if you go to my Twitter, that's what changed me. Because I was like, man, it's a palm. He's just palming him. And I mean, I know it's cheating, but I was like, shit, he did that the first fight. He slapped him with his hand this way, backhand. He slapped around. I did videos on him slapping. So I was like, oh, it's just his palm. But then I saw the picture again, and I got close, and I was like, that's a vertical line. And I looked at my palm, and I realized there's no vertical lines there because your hand doesn't fold vertically. The only way that you'll have a vertical in your line in your hand is if your hand turned in on itself like this. The reason why you have all of these lines is because that's how your hand bends. See that line? My hand bends that way. Okay, see this line? My thumb moves this way. You see all these lines right here? My fingers go this way. Your hand does not have an ability to collapse on itself. So there is no vertical lines in your hands. But bro, you got to use your fucking brain to see that. But just to jump out there and be like, oh, that's a palm. And Ali palmed. And then put a fucking minstrel comedy show around it. Hey man, I was beside myself, homie. And but notice I didn't say no names. I didn't say no names, but you guys you keep bringing that shit to me. Don't bring people's shit to me, man. Don't bring people's shit to me.
I can't tolerate people like that, man. I can't tolerate. I don't joke about this. Here's the difference between myself, the LDBC and these haters. I just spoke to Blue about this when I went to the Haney fight. Walking up and down the aisles, I ran into Big Baby. I got up out my seat. I gave him a pound, and I looked at him right in his face. He had on shades. I looked him right in the face, and I said, yo, bro. And he said, I know, because he knew what I was about to ask him or tell him. And I just said, yo, look, man, we was rooting for you, man. You're not from the Bronx. You're from BK, New York, stand up. That was supposed to be you instead of Andy Ruiz. I told him that straight to his face, and he said, yeah, I know, bro. I know. And I said, fam. And I gave him the look, and he said, I know, I'm going to get right. I'm going to get right. And he shook his head in no position, and he said, oh, I'm going to get right. I'm going to get right. We took a picture, and he kept it pushing. Now, I spoke to a Dillian Whyte fan, and I said, that's what I did to Big Baby, because the truth of the matter is he cheated. And if he had gotten in the ring and whooped AJ's ass, and then then the news came about that he popped dirty, we'd have held him accountable. That's called integrity. You motherfuckers, y'all didn't give a shit about what Dillian Whyte did. You know, he's switching gloves, he's popping dirty. The fight still happens. I mean, come on. Tyson Fury with all of his track record, you know, not putting his hand in the glove and all this other shit. And we're saying, yo, look at this, and all y'all response to us is what? Wilder can't box. That's your response? You know what? Fuck you. Fuck all of y'all, man. I hope y'all die. Point blank. There's no logic anymore. So fuck y'all. Death to all y'all. Death to you and your dogs. That Kovalev kicks. Faggots.
Duh, the motherfuckers be crazy with it. But look, man, we're gonna end this show on this hour. Hey man, let me go make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I really do appreciate y'all coming by today, having a chat. Hopefully one of these days we'll have Blood Boxing back. And Trap House. I think Trap House might be still a little hurt about Tyson Fury. About the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, but we'll keep it on moving, man. Appreciate everybody. Hey, Cali Enigma, man, any last words and let them know how to get in contact with you? Cali?
Yeah, man, you can find me at the Cali Enigma Sports Entertainment, man, on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and Facebook, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for letting me come on, man. And for all you fuck dudes out on Twitter, and you dudes who complain about the LDBC having, you know, leading the topic line, man. We set the agenda. I know you can't stand it. I know you think you're somebody, and you should be able to just redirect the conversation, but that's not how it works, motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers ain't black. You're not for the hood, and you know what we say goes. Y'all, you guys aren't one of us. You're never gonna be one of us. You guys wish you had. Matter of fact, a lot of you wish you were us. You wish you had a lot of the abilities and the agility and the look that we have. You wish you had a lot of things that we have. And that's why you hate us. You guys do not want to see brothers come together and bring positivity and try to make sure that the black fighters are taken care of. You can't stand that shit. You liked it the way it was before, where you could be racist towards black fighters and there will be no response. Well, fuck you, eat a dick, let the coronavirus get you. Have a good one, man.
Oh, man, that's hilarious, man. Somebody asked me, I did want to get this last question. Somebody asked me, why don't I think a lot of people are biting on this whole glove thing? First of all, man, it's never for you to stand. Anytime you stand out, dog, people, it takes courage to do. Well, I would say, yeah, it takes courage to say something that people won't believe, you know? You literally have people that if you talk about racism in America that will say it doesn't exist, knowing full fucking well that it does. They just turn a blind eye to it because it's easier to deal with life that way. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like, why do a lot of people do drugs? Because, hey, man, it's easier to get high than it is to fucking deal with the shit that's right in your face. Dude, the motherfucker's glove is right in his fucking hand. Errol Spence Jr. sees it. Dewey Cooper saw it. Charles Martin saw it. George Groves saw it. You saw it. You know, I'm going to say something. This is a little risky, but I'm going to say it. Like, you know, for the life of me, I don't know how a building collapses straight down if it's not blown up. I just don't see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're like, hey, you know, that's not how it happened. But dude, there were situations where, you know, the story that people giving you ain't the whole fucking story. It's just what it is. And the idea that nobody, and here's the thing that really gets you. Just pay attention to what they're really saying. They're saying that you are being ridiculous for believing that somebody cheated in boxing. That conclusion is absolutely and positively ridiculous. You think that there's nobody cheats in boxing? If I was to point out and find somebody cheated in a fight, you think I'm crazy? Because what? Boxing turned into a convent or something overnight? People just claimed that wanted Adelaide Bird out of boxing for the rest of her life because she had a 10-8 scorecard, a 10-8. She had a what was it? What was it? A 10? What basically gave all but one round to Canelo Alvarez over Gennady Golovkin. Right? Yep. They were like, what did they say? Oh, she was bribed. That's Vegas fixing the fight. There's, what did people say about Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury needs a knockout because he'll never get a decision in Las Vegas because they will cheat him. You literally hear these same people talk about people cheating every fucking fight. But yet when it comes down to saying Tyson Fury has knuckles in his gloves, all of a sudden you're ridiculous for saying you think somebody cheated? People pop dirt. Tyson Fury is popped dirty for performance-enhancing drugs for. He has had a glove removed and taken off his hand for getting in the ring with a defective glove before. The same hand, too. The same hand. Why in the world would you say if somebody had cheated before, you think they cheated now? Why are you the crazy one? I think you're lying. You're lying. Your son is your son is a kleptomaniac. You got a son that's a kleptomaniac, and then I say, "Hey, your son was at my house. After he was in the house and he left, I have pictures of my watches. Right? This is my pictures of my closet. This morning, and then when I got here, my watches, my Rolex was gone. The only person in the house was your son. I have tape of him going in the room. I have tape of him coming out of the room. And your son's a kleptomaniac, but you think it's crazy for me to suspect him when I saw a gold watch hanging out of his pocket and I see it on your counter? No, dude. It's not me. It's you. It's not me. It's you. But notice what these guys do also, because they try to do this to me on Twitter. This guy left comments. I should actually read this comment. I will if I can get it up quick enough. But this is what I've been inundated with on Twitter. The guy says, and I'm going to pull this up because I want you to hear what this is a tactic. This is a tactic. He says, okay, it's coming. Give me 1 second. Basically, what he says is, don't worry. He tells this guy about Tyson Fury, don't worry. There's only a small portion of people, of Deontay Wilder fanboys, that think this foolishness is true, but there's an army of us that believe that it's ridiculous. So it's us. The guy uses the word us in a letter written by one guy. So I'm like, oh, okay, so what do you think I'm here? He's like, you're making a fool of yourself in front of thousands of people, Fannon. Don't you care about what all of the people think about you, Fannon? We all, and notice they will use the word we all think that you're out of your mind. And I look at what he writes and I'm like, dog, you're one motherfucking person. Yep. You're writing a letter. You're one person telling me I'm wrong. But you're claiming that you're some mass army of people that we think you're crazy. No, you don't. If you thought I was crazy, you wouldn't leave a comment. Because trust me, there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there that think that the moon is made of cheese. Okay. And I don't respond to them because I'm like, oh, he thinks the moon is made of cheese. That shit sounds fucking ridiculous. But that's not the same thing as, oh, he thinks somebody cheated in a fucking boxing match. Ridiculous. But anyway, man, let's wrap this up, man. One more time because I ran at the end, man. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we close?
Yeah, out? I want to say one more thing. some of the same people who say that the glove gate is ridiculous are the same people who felt uncomfortable about Deontay Wilder's ring entrance. So I just want people to put things into perspective when it comes to that type of stuff. They were saying Deontay Wilder's racist for his ring entrance. He's black. He's proud of being black. But you folks are proud to be Caucasian. You're proud to be from England, which is, originally, a Caucasian country. So you have no interest in that. Matter of fact, some of you're excited about being Irish. That's Caucasian. So what's wrong with Deontay Wilder being proud to be black, a descendant of a slave, who's a descendant of people who's still being mistreated, and is within this country called the United States of America, in a society where we have global white supremacy, not just white supremacy within the United States of America, global white supremacy. For him to be proud of being black is a beautiful thing, because society teaches us that black skin is not to be something to be proud of. So for anybody who thinks that Deontay Wilder's ring entrance was racist, no, it's you who's the racist. If you're offended by black people being proud of ourselves when society tells us that we're not attractive, that we look like animals and things of that nature, the one who's racist is yourself, and you know that. You know that, which is why you feel uncomfortable when race comes up as a topic. You're racist for bringing up the subject of race. This is how you guys try to deflect when we bring up the discussion of racism. You accuse us for being racist for bringing up racism. If we're acknowledging that it exists, you're the problem. You're the enemy. You're the reason why white supremacy would reign supreme. Man, reality is you don't want white supremacy to go anywhere because you benefit from it. So why would you want the system to change when you're winning because of it? It's built for you.
You wouldn't. Hey, but can you imagine? Now, I know I can relate to this.
Right.
Man, with some of them, I don't care about the people. I mean, people going to be the people who are like the European Americans or Europeans that have issue with black people. I don't have any issue with them. That's what it is. I've lived.
You talk about those Caucasians from here.
No, the person I'm talking about is the monkeys, them black folk. They don't want to.
You talking about the coon? Oh, well, you talking about the coon?
Hey, Cali, can you imagine? Just imagine with them bootlicking ass dudes sitting in a room for all them white folk when Deontay Wilder came out talking about black power, black magic.
They started sweating bullets. They started sweating bullets, bro. They were sweating bullets like, woo. I don't agree with that. I think Deontay Wilder, I don't agree with that. I want to let you guys know I don't agree with that.
Just so you know, that's how I feel when y'all do them tap dancing shit.
Yep.
Same way you motherfuckers felt when he came out there being black on steroids. Like the blackest thing ever. That literally was the most Negro thing I had ever seen in my fucking life. Okay.
Fanon, remember
let this motherfucker win this fight after that shit. But they was sitting up in that motherfucker like, oh my God, their stomach was turning like a motherfucker. They was embarrassed. They were like, you had motherfuckers looking at all the motherfuckers looking at that shit like, looking at him, trying to see what their expressions would be. Oh, them motherfuckers did not like that shit to this day. Oh, the to this day thing.
Listen,
listen,
I'm a sub up why they hot since the dawn of time. Look up Matlow's Law. Black isn't even a color. All right, that's the original man. Anything lighter is recessive. Green eyes, recessive. So it may look real pretty to you motherfuckers. But the lighter skin you are, the more recessive you are genetically. Black isn't even a color. You understand? White is a color. Pale face is a color. That's a color. Motherfuckers.
White absence of a color is an absence of color.
It's absence of a color. You know what I mean? So that's where the hate comes from, man. So you go look up Matlow's Law to all you racists. So we know why you don't like us.
But you know what it comes down to, Drew? You know what's funny thing though? We do see a lot of coons and stuff like that. It's men and women, you know what I mean? They try to do things to make themselves look more European, but the Europeans tan and put collagen in their lips and put fat in their asses so they can try to look like us. They can try to look like black women. They want to be you.
Hey man, let's not take it that far out of sorts, man. We like 17 minutes past time. We'll do that. We'll do that. We can have that a little earlier next week with that.
No doubt.
But I think we all understand the same thing. But I would like to tell you, as the more melanin disabled person on this panel, I got plenty of reproduction, bro. Just so you know. Just so you know. I know y'all don't like it. Just so you know, dog. There's plenty of dominant genes around this bitch. Thank you very much. Anyway, it's a lot of fun, man. Thank you guys for coming, man. We're introducing 513. Much love in that super chat. And I think I might have, I hope I didn't, let me read this last super chat. Thank you guys so much for coming, man. Damo Brat said, Fannon, Fury had blood on the knuckle of his hand wraps on his left hand after the fight. Yeah, of course he did. His fucking knuckle was in the middle of the glove. And Bo won, man. He said 100, strength, love, brotherhood, pound hashtag LDBC, and Eric Jenkins, OG boxing, respect LDBC. All right, man. So y'all make sure y'all go check if KKC comes on later, man, or tomorrow when he comes on live, man. Just let him know you're thinking about him and hoping everything's going well with him. And with that, we'll check y'all out next week. And with that, we out. Oh, Cali, tell him how to get in contact with you.
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and on Facebook as the Cali Enigma. So just look for me as the Cali Enigma. It'll come up. And the rest of the sports and entertainment, that's basically just for YouTube. But you can find me if you look on the Cali Enigma, the Cali Enigma, THACALI. Just put that in there first, and then ENIGMA. If you put that in there on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you'll find me. I'm easy to find. I'll respond to you. If you post to me, if you send me a response, I will respond to you on all four of the platforms. And you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you once again, Fannon, for letting me come on. You too, Drew. You know what I'm saying? You dudes, stop being weirdos out there, man. Stop sending us bullshit. Stop pretending to be us. Will you please? No, you can go ahead and pretend to be us and keep giving us views, man. We'll
Pretty much. Hey, Cali, though, I got to make an observation about you California dudes, man, that I've always had. You are like a state full of dudes that sound like you from the suburbs.
You said we all sound like we're from the suburbs. Oh, like California sounds like
they're from the suburbs. Like Chicago, like the way dudes in Chicago sound versus people sound from the suburbs of Chicago. I've never heard anybody from California that sounded like they're from the Indies.
You know, a funny thing. This is what we've been told before. They say that they say you guys sound like you guys sound like what's that? You guys sound like ghetto dudes who speak proper English or something. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I said, man, that thing is crazy as fuck.
Like Snoop, I know, like not Snoop. What's the dude's name? Like, what's the guy's name? Kind of like, is it Boozy, something?
Boozy.
He's a dude from LA who was definitely like spent a lot of time in jail. I think he was a rapper, but he gets interviewed a lot. He's always smoking weed. Got kind of scars on his face.
Boozy, I know who that is.
Yeah. I know that dude, that everything that I can see and hear about him tells me that dude has been in the streets. But he still sounds to me like he's from the suburbs. Like,
I know you're talking about which old boy who's a blood. What's his name again?
Yeah, they sound like they still sound being from Chicago. Like you hear somebody from the south side, you can hear that they're from the inner city. Because I think maybe it's the mixture of the southern in it.
Hey, you talking about just about funny thing is the way we talk in the Bay Area. It's funny. Bosco, Bosco, that's you talking about cat of the blood. Yeah. Bosco like, what up, blood? Your blood. Yeah, man, we hella whore. But I don't know, it's just I guess we pronounce our vowels, our R's and stuff like that hard. I mean, it depends on which part of the California you come from. Southern California speak just a little bit differently than the black folks up here in Northern California. Yeah, I can tell. Like even cats that I never heard from, I can tell when somebody from Oakland. Cause the way they say it, it's like, yeah, me speak. Cause then the way again, like when you say speak, they say speak, smoke. So the way it comes out, so I can tell. But yeah, man, a lot of cats like sway and everybody. That's what people tell us. They say, man, you guys speak proper English. They say, what's that? You guys really speak proper? I said, we do. I said, okay, that's a compliment. I have no issue with it, man. But it's just the way we speak, man. I don't understand it. It's just the way we speak out here in California, man. But funny thing is though, there'll be racist white folks out here, and they'll say, you guys speak nothing but Ebonics. I mean, you don't speak. White folks tell us we don't speak perfect English, but I guess to a lot of black folks, they tell us that we do.
As long as it's not the Queen's English, I don't care. I'm on that type of time. Fuck that. Anyway,
all right, man. Look, tell them how to get in contact with you, Drew.
I am Drew Titan. You can find me on Instagram under the same name and on YouTube under the same name. I might not do my show tonight. I got shit to do tomorrow, but it's touch and go. Just look out.
All right, y'all. All right, man. Thanks for coming by, man. We'll be back on OG Boxing Talk. Find another LDBC channel to check out on the live while y'all ain't got jack shit to do, because y'all ain't going too far out of doors. Anyway, it is what it is, and with that, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Gone.